COVID sucks, but who says your weekends have to?
I feel like you're on the radio, bro.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Because we are.
It's a beautiful setup.
Rocking and rolling.
We're here.
And it's funny, too, because as I said before and many times already, but I like to bring it up on the podcast that we're talking now and everything's live, that I think we're live, right?
Yeah, sure.
We got you over there.
Yeah, we're
We're live. We are rolling. But I was like, I wonder what that guy's doing. I wonder how he's been because I couldn't get I couldn't remember your first name for the longest time until you reached out to me like,
Right.
holy fuck. Oscar from art class, and I remember
That was
you
great.
telling me like the fun. You had me dying every time you were trying to tell me a story, and I don't know if you remember the professor we had,
I do.
John.
John was a G.
John was a great dude.
He held it down. Very
He
smart.
was very cool, and he had some bomb stories.
and very creative. His artwork was great, and he let us critique. And I've never had critiquing like that in
Yeah.
my life until he showed it to me. And so open, so cool about it. You know,
I know he was
and
very lax, and I've run into him.
mad
like,
chill. The chillest, smoothest voice, like
very
everything about
consistent,
him.
So
I liked
consistent.
him a lot.
I ran into him, believe it or not, shopping,
Wow.
and he was like, it was like we're in class. Like there was no difference. He was that guy still, and he was like,
Nice.
"Oh, hey, Michael, how are you?" And the funny thing was, dude, remember when you texted me? The last time we spoke was like, "Dude, you're supposed to turn in your assignment,"
Yes!
and I never did. I didn't even come for the final,
MIA.
and he passed me.
I love it.
Imagine
Wow.
that.
I had
didn't
no
even turn
idea.
in my and I had some
Dude.
bomb shit I made for him, and I
I
it's
had
not
no
that-
idea.
It's not that I didn't have something.
Right.
I didn't even like. I wasn't
was a very
ditching.
nice
I wasn't
class.
ditching.
It
I
was a
was.
sick
Yeah,
class.
I enjoyed that class a lot. Remember the music he'd put on for us while we're doing our shit.
Dude,
He
that
put on
was
some bomb music.
I loved it. Everyone in that class was very creative. We gave our own input into other people's work, and people improved. You know,
Yeah.
that was the end of it.
There was
But
no pressure.
I met you during that class, and that was
I
the
think,
coolest thing.
Was that the only class we had together? Or
Yes,
did we have like English.
we
or
would
something?
smoke up or something, right?
No,
in
I
the-
never. I definitely didn't
Sounds
smoke
like Mike.
in college.
No, that sounds like Mike.
No, I
We-
didn't
we
smoke
did
in college.
something. I don't know.
No, we would hang out.
We would chill.
I
would
definitely would.
Mike's
I
big
loved
thing's the drop
doing-
acid.
listen,
He likes to drop acid.
Dude, HCC was that lax though. You would have kids. You'd literally have kids playing hacky sack in the
I love
hallway.
it,
Remember
yes.
that? And like the teachers would be like, "Can you guys not do that here?" And then
Yes.
and everybody would be all salty about it. I'm like, dude, obviously you shouldn't be fucking kicking around a hacky sack in a hallway. But we
Dude.
would just do it.
It was so cool. It was
Yeah.
the chillest vibes. It was like how I think of HEC was like an extended high school where
I totally agree.
you meet everyone from Western Mass. It's not just your small town Hadley or Northampton. It's just every Western Mass town merged into HEC.
Yeah.
And we get to meet the most diverse person from that town that goes to HEC, which
Right.
is really cool because not everyone went to HEC. It's
No.
you went to a 4-year college or something, and
Right.
you branched out and did your thing. You never came back. You found a home in Boston or something,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
and now you're out there. But with this, it's just like the community that we created with the HEC was huge, and
It was nice. You got,
And
that's
it's
actually a
local,
really good point.
and I
like
love
people,
that.
people sometimes stay close because when you go to a community college, there's a little bit more leisure sometimes in what you're learning because you're not devoted to being there for a long time sometimes. And not that that's a bad thing or a good thing. I'm just saying that's sort of the nature of a community college. You're there
Right.
for a little, but you're sticking around.
Exactly.
And you know you're kind of taking what you can because the time I went there, I switched my major. I went there for 3 semesters and I switched my major 3 times.
right.
When I was, what was I? I may have been the second semester when I was in class with you. When we met, I was in for. I feel like I was doing theater, like
Felt
intro
like
to theater.
2014, 15.
Yeah, that's when that was the year. It was probably actually
2013.
2014. Yeah, I think 2014
When he was
is
a
when
young
I got
lad.
sick. Yeah,
Mike was a young lad.
Still a spring
we
chicken.
were
Well,
all young.
yeah. Well, dude, a lot's changed. You just were talking about that beforehand, and I hate to get all interviewy on you, but
I
let's
love
talk
it.
about.
Actually, have
let's
we
t-
even done introductions like officially yet? Here?
well,
Just-
yeah, Oscar Patel, ladies and gentlemen, the man, the myth, the legend,
How you guys doing?
the legend, absolutely,
here.
and Deo, I love what you're wearing,
Thank you, Mike.
I love what both of you guys are
a
wearing.
little ditty from one of my buddies.
ladies and gentlemen. The game stunk. If you're not on
We're
it,
in it.
or if you missed it, you didn't really because
a good
I'm
time to
actually
buy.
I'm selling these shirts, and it is a good time to buy. Maybe I don't know. Actually, we're not financial advisors.
Yes.
We're not financial advisors, but we have some bomb shirts.
Yeah,
here.
it's a good time to buy a shirt.
Yes.
Yeah, but so here you are. We got a couple of your products here. And I remember when we were in college, you were talking about your family had a liquor store. And now here you are,
Right.
king of the jungle.
So
You own the liquor store now.
yeah, my father, since COVID really happened, I told my father, you got to like stay back a little bit, sidelined him, you know?
Yeah.
He's like 63 now, 64.
Yep.
And
When did the company start?
so Country Crossroads, we purchased this business in 2005. And I was heavily involved since 2012, where after high school, I graduated high school in 2012.
Yeah. Same. We did too, yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we're all the same year. That's crazy.
Holy crap.
That is crazy.
Wow.
So I got kicked out of high school
No shit.
for selling Adderall.
Oh, nice.
And they didn't like that.
For a
no.
noble cause.
Yeah. People wanted
Try
to
and
do
make a
well on
buck.
their the people wanted to do well on their exams, and they
Yeah.
didn't like that. I didn't know it was a really federal offense kind of thing at the time. Yeah. Like it was just a pill.
Just about anything could
like
be a federal
Tylenol.
Kids will be kids.
Yeah, I thought it could have been a Tylenol kind of thing, but I learned my lesson definitely.
Well, the problem was not that you sold, it's that you got caught.
Right.
Because
It was once.
I sold weed for a little.
It was once. It was a one
Allegedly.
thing.
allegedly.
And
It's still in dispute.
since then, that's how I really got into HGC too. I
Yeah.
went to Mount Tom Academy.
Right.
And Jay Fortier was a great guy there. At the same time, my father really took me in and showed me the support that I needed. Because I just got kicked out of high school, and all my friends ditched me. Everyone said, "Oh, screw this guy. He's affiliated with drugs. We didn't have anything to do with him."
Really? What school were you in? High school? The wise.
I went to Hopkins Academy.
Did you just say that?
Um,
That fly over
well,
my head?
I went to NHS as well.
That
but
happens all the time. I'm just fine.
I,
Like I'll ask something, somebody will
I
say, it, and I'll
transferred
ask
high
it again.
schools a couple times.
I gotcha.
I originally in NHS, and then I went to Hopkins and everything, and then that happened where I got kicked out. But that led me to working at my pop store a lot.
Gotcha.
I was in 2012 went in with him and really changed the face of the shop 100%. Where it was this convenience store with a bunch of grocery items that Stop and Shop sold.
Oh, so you
basically.
guys weren't just a
liquor,
wine and
yeah.
a beer store. It was,
Right.
It was.
It was more grocery items
Like
and
a-
candies and stupid
I
stuff.
got. So it was like a little
sodas.
supermarket.
Right. It was a 7-Eleven basically.
Yep.
With coffee and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
It's funny you say that because the first place I ever worked was it was the same.
Right.
It had a deli attached to it too,
Yep.
and it was from some guys from Tenzars. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Tenzars bought it. It was like R&K Supermarkets bought it from New York City.
Around here?
I don't know. They were really nice guys, and they owned it for a while, and they were just running it, but it shut down like I don't know how long ago.
Right. And that's the thing is like this store was categorized as like a ghetto mart for a long time.
Right. That's kind of what it was. Like the only people who were buying things from Tenzars were people with DUIs, like who couldn't
Yeah,
drive.
well,
low
I
income
mean,
families.
Yeah,
Right.
because you could walk there essentially from like the.
And that's
apartments.
the market that I was dealing with for
Right.
a long time. So 2005 up until 2012, I noticed that was the market for this business.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change that. I
Mm.
said, let's make this upscale. The clientele is here. This is Belchertown.
Yeah.
We can upgrade the floors, paint the walls, add more wine racks, keep building, build this into a nice store
Yeah.
and invest money into this. And so this is what I started to do slowly. Obviously, it doesn't happen overnight because where do you get the capital?
Right,
it's
right.
hard. And so my
Especially
father,
if you're trying to avoid a loan.
right. And my
Yeah.
father was trying to tell me that this can't happen. This will never work. Like this town sucks. I lost money here and everything.
Yeah. Was this Amherst he was talking about?
So we had a store in Amherst before
Okay.
originally. And
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, my father purchased a liquor store
Yeah.
in 1999 in Amherst, South Amherst.
Okay.
And that game was different completely because it's college students and everything,
Right.
and the market's different. But now in Belchertown, we purchased that in 2005. That was a little change of pace for us and managing two businesses. I was at the time like 12, little kid, and or not in 2005 when
So
we
you
purchased
got
it.
you
I was a
got
little
that
guy.
kind of hands-on training at a pretty young age. I'm sure
Right.
he made you help around, right?
Oh yeah. My father was really cool with it. Anytime he needed a day off, I'd be like 11 taking care of the shop, and my grandfather would be there with me. He didn't
Oh.
speak English, but
Yeah.
he would supervise. my grandfather would watch me while I sold alcohol, and it would be completely legal, no problem.
Yeah.
Because he just didn't speak English. I would
Yeah.
do the transactions on the register and
Yep.
everything.
No shit.
And so I learned that in this industry, I learned from a very young age, and I didn't know I was going to be involved with it to this day.
Yeah.
And
Well, what an opportunity! You wouldn't even
Right.
realize how much
you have,
hands-on training you've already had until it's like, shit, I know what's going on here.
I
Like,
know the inside and out,
Yeah.
right? I know the distribution. I knew everything. I knew how to order, and
Right.
that's like the biggest thing is ordering.
Okay.
You want to make sure you bring back everything that sells.
Right.
And a whiteboard really takes care of all that.
Yeah.
And that's
just sort of like sizing up like
Yeah.
what's your inventory coming
Right.
in and then going out. And
Yeah, and you want to keep bringing in the good shit.
what made
You
you
don't
guys?
want to keep selling a bunch of shit that's just gonna sit there and not.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's
Yeah.
what my dad was trying to tell me. I'm like, he says, "Oh, if I sell it, then I gotta order it again." I'm like, "Yeah, no fucking shit. Isn't that the goal?"
Right. Yeah.
Like, dude, you
Yeah.
want that collecting dust on the shelf? No,
Right.
we want to get rid of it. Drop the price $1. Let's fucking get rid of it.
Exactly.
Let's bring it back.
Well, what was the final push to make you guys go from a small supermarket or whatever convenience store
Right.
to a booze and
So
wine?
to fully
liquors.
convert that is the products, the grocery items where they would go out of date. They would sell
Okay.
this code.
So you were just like, you know what, we're
Out of
done
order
with
code.
the
right.
chips. What was it?
Yeah,
Was it produce
chips,
at all? Or?
Candy,
Yeah.
sodas.
Anything perishable.
Yeah.
A lot of perishable goods, like even milk.
Right.
Yeah.
Like you have expiration dates on these, and they're gonna go bad. So you don't want to really invest money into something that's gonna go bad within a certain time period.
Yeah.
I'd rather invest money into something that's
Not gonna go bad.
not gonna go bad.
Yeah.
Right? Facts.
Yeah.
And
a
something
good
that I can make
point.
more money in.
Exactly.
So, and this was the idea that I proposed to my father. He liked it, and it worked. Whereas we would invest in more wines, and the wines would sit there, but they wouldn't go bad, and then they would sell eventually. And once they sold, we ordered them again. Beautiful,
Yeah.
and you start building your capital through that. I noticed the wine was a good industry once I started upgrading my wine knowledge.
Right. Right.
I didn't know much about wine.
Well, you Gary V'd the shit out of what you do
yeah.
because I mean you got your own merch on.
yes.
You and I don't know if it's too early to start talking about it. I love
Shit,
that
I just
shirt,
noticed
by the
that
way.
right now.
Yeah, he's got a
Dude, that's
jacket and a
awesome.
freaking tee,
Oh,
long sleeve tee.
damn,
That's
son.
bomb. Is
That's
there anywhere
awesome.
people can buy those?
So this is all available on our website.
Nice.
It's
That's going to be below, by the way. You can check that out.
Country
If it- yeah.
Crossroads, countryxroads.com.
Yeah, if you're listening on YouTube right now, or if you're listening on Spotify, just go to the YouTube version. The link's there.
It's very easy to purchase. It does take 2 to 3 weeks for it to come in because it's made depending on order.
Yeah.
We don't need the surplus supply on hand. This is really our customer. This is really our employee uniform
Gotcha.
rather than merchandise.
Which is
for-
cool. It's
but
just
yeah,
cool to
right,
have. Why
exactly.
not? And it's
And I'm cool.
doesn't go bad.
It doesn't go bad, right?
It
and
stays consistent.
I go
there.
shopping at Whole Foods.
Yeah.
People will see the X. What is that X?
Mm.
I get questions all the time.
It's easy
And our
conversation
delivery
at that point,
service. Right.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to ask you about because the reason why I'm poking fun in a good way about you being the Gary V of it. I mean, you've taken this and turned it into a delivery business, which is not common.
Right.
What's
And
the story on that?
So in 2017, I was at UMass. They have a
Correct me if I'm wrong, but a lot of liquor stores don't do delivery.
they don't offer delivery.
Like
And they
none of
don't-
them, really, right?
Right.
Or is
They're
it
kind
just
of
yours?
standoffish on that.
Yeah.
Right.
There's like certain apps though. Like I know Grizzly is very popular.
Drizzly.
Drizzly.
This
yeah,
is
thank
the
you.
third-party app that I'm on as well.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay,
okay.
there you go.
So that's how you do it.
In
Yeah.
in 2017, I was in a UMass lecture. This was our junior public speaking class.
Okay.
I took a senior
Did you
year.
finish college? Like,
Yeah,
you
I
have
went
a degree?
to UMass. Yeah.
Okay, you ended up going to UMass.
I ended up going to UMass, graduated with a hospitality tourism management
Good
degree.
for you.
And
That's a low key good
it
degree
was
to have.
honestly, dude. I worked after college. I was working all around the U.S. in hotels.
Yeah.
with over $8 million.
It's a bigger
revenues.
industry than people.
It was insane.
Like to the point where Pathfinders has a shop. We went to a vocational technical
Yeah.
high school, and when we were there wasn't, but now there is a hospitality division that
nice.
teaches just, proper waitressing, waiting. I think it's a lot of the same kind of
Right,
stuff you would learn
restaurant
to be able
management.
exactly
Yeah.
management for facilities like restaurants, hotels,
Cruises, Right.
any type of venue,
Casinos,
casino type of
events, doing
Right.
events, weddings, planning,
Yep.
all that, which is very cool. I focused on hotels, that division more or less.
Yep.
Mostly,
Well, that's probably the most
I'm-
prevalent.
I'm Patel and
Yeah.
I'm Gujarati, so we
What's that mean?
so it's a part of India
Yep.
where most of these people that came to the U.S. that immigrated to the U.S. they
Yeah.
own hotels. They're in the hotel industry.
Oh, no
they're
shit.
either in the hotel industry or they're in the liquor store business.
Gotcha.
Um,
So like hospitality is like
right, and you speak
Mastered.
the language, right? And now you know the formula. You know you know how to be the chemist behind the equation. You know you could compute how to sell the room at a higher price, and it's just
Gotcha.
the same fucking room as all the other rooms.
how often are you able to fluently speak that?
Gujarati,
you're-
yes.
So that's obviously because
Most of
there's
these,
for most people there's like a ton of different dialects, right? In India, it's not just
Yeah.
one. So
I speak Gujarati as well, fluently.
okay,
That was my first language. My parents, they didn't speak a lick of English when they came to this country.
well, are your parents the first generation here?
I'm the first gen, yeah.
No kidding. So
That's
they
sick, yeah.
moved here, and you're the firstborn here.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
awesome.
Yeah. My sister was born in India.
Yeah.
And she was,
I remember you telling me all your
Yeah.
crazy stories about going to India and getting in trouble for like liquor and stuff.
yeah, dude, going to Goa.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
India, the state that I'm from in India, in Gujarat, you can't have alcohol.
Yeah. Well, you got in
And-
big trouble, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you were telling me
You have to
almost-
pay the cops off,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And it's like that. Over here, it's not. We're privileged to have a liquor license.
Yeah, yeah,
and
seriously.
actually legally allowed to sell it. So
Wow. So there's like a prohibition there. You can't even sell it
exactly.
there, huh?
In Gujarat, the state that I'm from, you can't sell
What
it.
part of
But
the
if you're-
actual, like from a geographical standpoint, where
It's
could
the
you?
western part. It's
Oh,
the same
so it's
part
like
that Gandhi's from.
Oh no shit.
Right.
Is it nice there?
It's very nice. Gujarat is it's one of the financial hubs of India.
Okay.
So
It's one of the nicer parts.
yeah, it's very developed. And
That's pretty
in the
cool.
last 20 years, you've seen a lot of. I've noticed the development.
Right, right.
Whereas you would take, for example, close to 3 hours to get to the airport,
Mm.
almost in 2000, and now it takes 45 minutes from my
Oh,
house. We
so
didn't
the
move.
Infrastructure's
Yeah,
built in a little bit better.
roads,
Roads are better.
highways.
I've always wanted to go to
And
India.
we've noticed that it's
Yeah.
noticeable in the last 20 years. You know, whereas if you look at the U.S., what new roads have been built here? You know,
Right, right. Well, that's actually one thing I was talking to, just as a side tangent.
Yeah.
Somebody was talking about cities, and I said the cities here are so post-industrial compared to if you were to go. Obviously, Dubai is a great example of what
Right.
a brand new city looks like.
Exactly.
Even London. London's very up to date. Lisbon is
Right.
also, and it's like you wouldn't think because obviously they're not the meccas. They're not any type of financial mecca like
Right.
the United States or like Dubai
Like
might
New
be.
York City.
But right, New York City is still like
right.
post-industrial age
It's
architecture.
50 years behind.
Yeah,
technically,
everything, essentially. Yeah,
Like
exactly.
if you look at the trains, the
Look at
subways.
Japan.
Yeah.
Fuck,
I agree with
Japan.
that. Even Italy's ahead. You have touchscreen monitors to get your tickets out.
Right.
In New York, it's still like a
Yeah, a
very
guy with like, hey,
analog.
got your ticket
Yeah.
here, and he cranks it one out of a
Yeah.
fucking spool.
New York is still like
I know.
you gotta update that.
Got to get it from a guy riding a horse.
Mhm.
No, so where were you? Where were we in your story? So you had to transfer into becoming
UMass.
no, not UMass, but were you talking?
I have-
This is where you heard about the delivery services,
Right, in the junior writing, the speech program,
Right.
through Eisenberg. It was a class, and I took it my senior year because I hated public speaking. You know,
Yeah,
it's
dude,
just-
same.
It's
That
rough.
that actually helped me because I had a fucking shitty time with my like I had choked hard in some massive in this massive presentation
Yes.
at the Mass Mutual Center
Oh, great.
in front of the chief of police, the chief of fire, the district attorney, Soros. Right?
Yeah.
Is that the mayor?
I don't
the
even
hell is
know.
his
That's
name?
not fun though.
Dude, that was shitty.
Sounds like a good time.
Shout out to all those people. Shout out. I think her name was Jill or oh god, what was her name? Sydney, I think it was actually. So she was very good at speaking, and she was like, okay, if I
She showed you
choke,
up.
if
Yeah.
I choke, I have to do a thing, and she switches out in like
Oh, wow.
5 seconds, 20
That's-
seconds into my
That's pretty
about
cool.
to talk, I literally
You had it
just
ready.
face planted in front of these people and had to like throw in the towel and call like tag her in. It was
Wow.
that bad. Like it was
Damn.
that obvious. It wasn't
Damn.
cool. It wasn't
Damn.
cool. So
Well, it's good experience.
it was a good experience. And I went obviously got public speaking was one of my first classes I took in HCC.
Yeah, it's helped
Helpful.
me. It is
Super
yeah.
helpful.
And in this class, you wanted to propose like an idea to your boss
Oh, cool.
of how you could increase their business or anyway.
Oh, that's a nice that's a good.
My presentation at the time was on a POS system.
Okay.
So I was, how do you count your inventory? And I had examples about inventory going bad and how we could make our money back before it goes bad.
Yeah.
And if it does look like it's going to go bad, start reducing the price, put a sale on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was how I proposed that. It was basically like a thesis for that class. And one guy talked about how Big Guys Liquors in a downtown or in North Amherst area could start delivering alcohol to the students because the students Uber to the liquor store and then Uber back and save money. And I'm over here listening. He doesn't know that I have a liquor store or anything, but he's just talking like a student, right? And at the time I'm listening thinking, oh, that's not allowed right now. That's illegal. But come to look up the research and everything, it turned out that it was not illegal. People out by
Really?
Boston were actually doing this. That had already started.
Isn't there some places that have drive-through liquor stores?
This is not in Massachusetts,
Not
but
Mass,
in Connecticut.
but Connecticut. Yeah, there's places you can drive up, grab.
There's some
window.
states that allow
Not near
that.
me. Shit, I'm living in the wrong part of KT.
You gotta move up. You gotta figure that out, man.
In Connecticut, you're allowed to go to a drive-through liquor store.
Really?
In Massachusetts, they have not allowed that. But
I was gonna say Mass has the weirdest laws. Like,
They
oh,
do.
no fireworks, and then it's like 2 minutes away. You can go to New Hampshire and just
purchase
grab some,
and come across the
and then like really shoot some off, and somebody calls the cops, and the cops just go there because they know they have to. But like,
and then just calm it down.
yeah, hey, could you not?
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Keep it quiet.
Yeah, keep
Yeah.
it quiet, and then they leave, and then you just keep shooting more.
Yeah. If it's 4th of July,
Yeah.
they're cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen. I grew up in I was in Bondsville up in Palmer for a while, and people literally the chief of police lives in that town. I mean, not the chief of police, the chief of fire, one of them, because Palmer's weird. It's got 4 fire stations
Damn.
for a little small
Well,
town.
because there's a bunch of villages.
Villages,
Like,
right?
yeah.
So there's
yeah.
one in Bondsville. There's a
I
fire
see what you
station
mean.
in Three Rivers. There's a fire station in Palmer, and
Thorndike.
there's one in Thorndike, I think, too, right?
Yeah, Bondsville. Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's only 3.
Whatever the fuck it is. It does,
But yeah, he was there, and it's like, yeah, I don't know. They're probably lax about it.
Right.
But that must have been a huge shift for your business, being able to then take booze and deliver it, because you hit the nail on the head there. Obviously,
It was
college
beautiful.
town, people are buying alcohol regardless of the ability to get it delivered.
I have my
Here,
whole
pull this in
family.
just a little,
my
sorry.
whole
You could-
yeah.
Yeah.
My whole family's in this industry.
No shit.
In
So
the
it's not just you
alcohol.
and your father and your grandfather?
Right. They own liquor stores all across Western Mass.
No
and
shit.
in the beginning, like in 2018.
Is it all part of Crossroads or no?
They have their own names.
Oh, okay.
We're not all affiliated.
Oh, I gotcha.
But I mean, it would be nice to one day.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I mean,
we
think
have,
about that. You should really make some phone calls and be like, "Hey, let's look at our
I've tried
spreadsheets
this,
and
unfortunately.
cash flow
but
statements and combine them."
There's a lot of
moving parts.
yeah.
Well,
I
there's
guess.
probably ego gets in the way.
Ego. Yeah.
I see that.
My father doesn't control anything anymore.
Yeah.
He really lets me do it, but I can't say the same about my cousins.
Okay.
They're not really allowed to make decisions on their own. They have to go through their father.
I gotcha.
Can I order this? He says no, then it's game over, you know? Why and I realized that once I went through the delivery and I told my uncle about the delivery, he really shut me down. He says, "Oh, you can't do that. That's illegal and all this." And he's
Yeah.
like, "What are you, high? You can't smoke pot. What
Yeah.
are you smoking pot?" I'm like, "Whoa, bro, chill."
Yeah, yeah.
Like, dude,
There's-
I know the laws.
He's pretty stiff about it.
He was so stiff, and he saw competition. He saw more expenses. He saw ways that would make him more. He didn't see the profits. He didn't understand that he was going to be making revenue off of this. He saw that this is going to cost him in the long run, and if
To do delivery.
to do this,
Oh, so
right?
He
he
thought it
wasn't-
was easier just to keep going as
and
is.
and he's like, if we're making money, yeah, if the engine's not broken, why fix it,
Yeah.
right?
he
but-
he didn't see, in other words,
Another stream of income.
the market, the
Yeah.
potential for expanding the
and
market.
he didn't, and he really shut me down then. And
This is your father, you said?
this is my uncle.
Your uncle, okay.
And when my uncle did that, it was just like, this is who is he? Who are you to tell me I can't do this?
Yeah.
Like, if the law was different, then yeah. But I read the law. I know my laws. And I
Right.
have a permit to deliver alcohol. So this is why I'm doing this. But I don't need to explain this to him.
Right.
And that's when I really stopped talking to him about my business and just focused on myself.
Yeah.
Because I really want to include my family in my growth. That would be
Gotcha.
beautiful. And we can all grow together. But if I have to really try to persuade them to follow me, it's just like
Lead by example,
no
though.
point.
You're
Yeah,
doing a good job
right.
of it, because regardless of their opinions, the outcome will be the proof.
Right.
And so I
exactly.
feel like that could be something that might happen down the road.
And that's what I'm working on.
Yeah, that's
I'm-
actually super cool. The potential that could yield.
Currently, I'm working on getting another liquor store back in South Amherst.
Nice.
So
Where
a
are you
full
guys
liquor-
currently now? You're
we're
not
in
Amherst. You're in
Belchertown.
Belchertown.
Belchertown, right next to Amherst.
Dude, wait, what? I bet you I passed your
Country
store all the time.
Crossroads Wine Outlet, right next to Antonio's.
Oh shit. Okay,
Is that
I haven't been by in a like.
is
I
that
live in
right next to
Connecticut
the
now, but
gun
yeah.
shop and the Dunkin'?
Yep,
there?
right there. That's RMP Liquors, and then
Right.
across the street is Country Crossroads.
Where the
Because I know I've seen your place, and I'm just thinking where I've passed it. Dude, that's hilarious. My
Yeah.
buddy lives like that's where Jameson lives, right next. Young Jamie Do, shout out, lives right next to you, bro.
Yeah,
Like 2 minutes away. Not joking.
it's legit, man. It's a solid. It's nice. I got a good atmosphere in there. Everything
Yeah.
is clean, nice. It's not like a typical liquor store where it smells like a frat house and it's dirty and fucking
Right,
old.
right.
Yeah, this is.
Well, I know what you mean by
I
that.
really
Sometimes you
upgraded
go to like
this.
a liquor store and it's like, dude, would you mop the floor with toilet water? Like sometimes
right.
that
And
happens.
it's facts. Then
Yeah.
my old store was like that.
Yeah.
And I know. And this store used to be like that.
Right.
It's just you got to put in the time and money and then invest into
Yeah.
it.
Exactly.
And over
exactly.
time, that's
well, not
what I
pad
did.
your pockets. That's funny too.
Right, exactly.
And it makes so much sense that you're struggling with not struggling, but you have the apprehension sort of projected towards you in trying to refine the business model, because that's new age business model.
Right.
Feed the business.
Right.
Where the old age is pad
Feed-
pockets.
You're
You know what I
right.
mean?
Feed
so
the family.
exactly, and that's not
And
a
my
bad
dad-
thing. It's,
yeah, that
it's
was
very,
the goal of my dad.
It's super consistent.
And I get that,
Yeah,
right.
it makes sense. It really does.
Being I'm the first gen, and he just came
Yeah.
here off the boat, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
So
my
he-
grandfather did the same thing in this town.
His
He
goal
had a-
was to feed the family.
Right, it was like-
versus feed the business. Now I have a business, so I need to feed the business.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
I need to make sure the business is fueling.
And if you, especially since I'm assuming you don't have kids, or do you?
No,
yeah.
I'm
So you can
single.
kind of really
Right.
hone in and sort of
Fine tune it.
fine tune everything from a cash flow
That's my
standpoint.
baby.
Yeah,
And I completely understand that.
yeah.
That's where my whiteboard comes in clutch. I have this whiteboard. As soon as I sell out of an item, I throw it in on the whiteboard, and everything is organized by the distribution company.
Yeah,
So I know, I need to bring this back into my store
right.
because
Exactly.
there's
How-
there's thousands of items, hundreds of
How
items.
much of an expense is it to deliver? Is that not if you say not, you don't have to say dollars and cents, but is it a difficult?
So I'll give you a little example now of how much the business grew since COVID.
Yeah.
So we were doing about $2,000 a month max on
Sales.
February 2020.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
Right before COVID. Then March happened. Then we see a 9,000% increase in sales.
Holy
on
shit!
just delivery. Now the next month happens March
How damn good did you time that?
Mar-
When did you really start
April.
delivering again?
2017.
Okay,
So
okay.
27, yeah, big increase. So
Right.
2017, I capitalized. I had a small market, the students, and then the students got sent home in February 2020. End of it. March happened. I was expecting no one to order.
March did fucking happen.
March
Yeah.
happened.
March happened.
that was a thing.
Make that a T-shirt, bro. March happened. It's literally what happened,
Yeah,
dude.
that-
Fucking March. I was supposed to go to Japan too, like
Shit.
literally that month, and then all this happened, and we kind of pulled the
Yeah, you
cut
had to.
cut
yeah,
the cord
I
right
get
last
that.
second because
100%.
we're like, what's going on? Do we want to
Fuck.
be like held prisoner in Hong Kong because we had to stay over and
Yeah, no.
like lay over for an hour there, and we were just too many moving pieces
Yeah.
at the time.
So I see that increase in business, almost 9,000%. And literally, that's a real number where that growth did not change after. It just kept
9,000%.
it just kept growing, almost 5% after that every month.
Oh my god.
And then comparable to the year prior, 2020 now, you're looking at still there. It's beautiful. Or
And
2021.
You're working your ass off. You shared with me your
Right.
schedule. So are you doing a lot of the delivering? Or are you
Oh,
in house?
Yes. So this is what it is unfortunately now I have my own website.
Yeah.
Like a lot of growth has happened in the last year for this business. And
Website's nice.
Thank
I
you.
think
I
you sent me a
appreciate
link
that.
to it.
Yeah.
right? That was checking that out. That
good
looks
shit.
really good.
Thank you. I
Did you
appreciate
make that?
I made this, yes.
Wix
It was
or Squarespace? Or
Yes,
what
Weebly. Weebly is
Weebly?
very user friendly. If you know how to make a MySpace website and edit it and everything,
Right.
you could basically do
Nobody
this.
knows how now.
Nah, I mean, this is
No,
our
just kidding.
generation.
I got
yeah,
you, though. I know
yeah.
exactly what you're saying.
These younger
It's
kids
super-
might have a little trouble
Right.
with that, but
Dude, what a time to be alive, though. MySpace was the shit.
and it's very user friendly. They lay it out for you, the format and everything. And I learned a lot doing it. Even the process of making a website. It's a very useful tool that a lot of people do not know. And
Yeah.
and having a stream of income on this now. Not only am I paying like the fees for a website,
But it's not that much.
I'm making
anyways.
I know, and I'm making money.
Yeah,
And there's money made off of this, so it's like it's profitable.
exactly.
Versus a website where you have zero traffic,
Yeah.
and the growth on the website was real too. So I've seen the growth on the website. It's almost close to 50% every month, and
Wow, so a lot of people use it.
a lot of it I throw in the business cards that I have.
Yeah. Yeah,
to-
thanks for dropping some off here, by the
Thank
way.
you.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I throw in
I'll-
those business cards to anyone on Drizzly that orders off our third-party website.
Gotcha.
And we really include a free good, let them know that this is who delivered your alcohol,
Yeah.
that this company is here. And we offer lower delivery rates as well. And that's what the business card really says. So that way, rather than paying $8 delivery fees, they're just paying $2.99 off
Right.
of our website directly. And honestly, that's our priority. We're going to make sure that gets delivered to the customer first, is the one off of our website versus the one off Drizzly. Drizzly's a third party. We're going to take care of it. No problem. We get it. It's the orders there.
Yeah, yeah.
But like our website, countryxroads.com.
So is Drizzly kind of like Uber
Uber
Eats?
Eats.
and
It's like
stuff?
it's like the Uber Eats of alcohol.
What is it? Like
basically.
just somebody
Uber-
third party?
Uber actually purchased Drizzly recently within the last 2 weeks.
I think you were telling me
Yeah,
that.
it was a $1.1 billion purchase. Uber purchased Drizzly, and it was a big acquisition for this company because it's an alcohol industry. It's an alcohol delivery site where no one else is in the market. It's the Amazon of delivery for booze.
Yeah, it's like the next step now that they deliver food everywhere. Like,
Right.
just deliver booze.
And the COVID show proves that people are not changing their ways. That
If anything, I mean, as much as it kind of sucks, I mean, alcohol usage spiked
It
during
has-
that time. You know
right,
what I mean?
and it's good for us. It's good for
yeah.
restaurants. Well, you have the closed restaurants, and to account for that, you have the liquor stores making
Yeah.
up that.
Well, here's
the difference.
The thing is, too, it's like whether you're selling it or not, they're going to be buying it somewhere. So
Right,
It's like,
facts.
what the hell are you going to do? Not sell it?
Let's just feed the supply.
Right. Let's talk about this, though,
Right.
because I would like to drink this at some point.
Yeah,
this
let's
looks
crack
fucking
it.
good,
Let's
dude.
crack these.
Yeah, let's
I
do
wanna
you have
crack
those
some,
cups?
too.
Oh, you got the cups. Perfect. So talk about this first because this looks amazing, by
So
the way.
this is you had mentioned
Milk
that you
stout.
like stouts.
I fucking love stout, dude.
And I had thought, what's a local good stout that I have? And this is one that I just got in. Grace, the GM, the manager of New City, dropped this off to me. And personally, it's a very good beer. I've had one, and New City does a great job. They're out of East Hampton. Really good location. In the summer, before COVID, it was a really nice place to hang out. You hang out there. You go to an abandoned building brewery. There's live music in the back courtyard. There's good food available.
They do a ginger beer. Is that
They
them?
do.
New City Brewery.
New
Yeah.
City
Do
Brewery.
you,
They're famous
how
with the ginger
affiliated
beer.
are you? Just like through the product?
I sell a lot of their beer.
Okay.
We move a lot of it online.
Do you know the guys?
I don't know them personally,
Okay.
but the
I can attest.
the
It's very good
manager-
as well. I've had it
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah, the manager's very cool.
Yeah.
She's a good friend of mine. We went to the high school together.
Here, I'll pour you a little.
Little sip, Rooney.
Little fucking.
Little sip
Little,
on a Sunday.
let you wet your beak here a little.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Wet-
I've been a
wet-
good boy
wet your
this week.
beak.
I've been a good boy
It's
this
a
week.
5.5% ABV
This
stout.
was- ABV. Yeah,
It's
this
a
says-
pudding stout.
Do you want a little?
I'll try a little bit, just a little bit, a wee bit. That's good.
That's good.
Thank
oh
you.
man.
Did you say pudding stout?
You want a diet?
This is a pudding stout. I got this whole wine we're gonna crack. Cheers.
We're sleeping here.
Salute.
Hey, yeah, for real. It's okay if I just drink out of this thing, or you guys want some more?
Here,
No, I'm
you
good.
could out of a glass so that people
We
can
can.
see the color.
Yeah.
Find nice dark color.
Well, that's
to
my
it.
favorite thing about a stout is watching it
Ooh,
settle.
this nice smell.
Smells good.
Aromas are good.
Smells really good. I
My
like
fucking
stout. Yeah,
nose
cheers,
is all
boys.
fucked up.
This-
would-
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
very
Dale
smooth.
can't smell.
Yeah, that's a whole fucking.
Nostrils.
Yeah, it's been a whole issue.
COVID. No.
No. Yeah,
Guys, COVID.
Yeah.
He's been COVID infested
got a
since
COVID
2016.
years now.
He's way ahead of the curve. He's hip.
He's been masked.
Dude's
since,
hip, dude.
Yeah, he's been rocking the mask day one.
They're talking about 2 masks. Dave's been wearing 3.
Love
Yo.
it. Dale. Yeah, that came from Dale. This is really fun.
It tastes more boozy than it should, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say this tastes like it's got like. This almost tastes like Kahlua with less sugar.
Right. I feel that. I feel
Yeah.
that vibe.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely good though.
Yeah, I like that.
Put some milk in it and some vodka.
I'm a big wine guy, so
This is what you could make a bomb Cadillac out of. You know what I'm talking about?
a Cadillac.
Oh,
Yeah,
Black
those are good.
Cadillac.
You ever a black Cadillac?
Never.
Okay, so it's like Godiva or whatever chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And
No, it's
Is it?
caf. It's
is it like some chocolate?
What's that caf tequila? What's the
Super
Patron?
good.
It's Cafe Patron.
Yeah, that's it.
Kahlua.
Just a bunch of.
Something else.
It's
yeah.
a bunch of black liquids, but it turns out
It
to
turns
be
out
to
to
be
be-
a shot. It's a
Yeah.
shot. They
It's
give
like
you about this much.
It tastes like coffee or something.
Yeah, basically.
Right, it almost does, but it's like pretty
It's
strong.
super smooth.
A couple of them will get you rocking.
Yes, I love it. Can we crack the wine?
Absolutely,
Heck
bro.
yeah.
I'm more of a wine guy.
Dude, it's funny you say that. I am too.
Yes.
I tried to become.
I really like
one.
wine.
My mom's really
Yes.
into wine, and she like I've
I
tried
love
reading
Pinot
the last
Noir.
couple.
Pinot Noir is great.
And Oregon?
Sauvignon or whatever the hell.
Oregon produces some of the best Pinot Noirs.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
All the way from the.
I mean, we could do
Sunshine
new
City.
cups. We could definitely do new cups, but in
Yeah.
the sake of, I'm gonna just
Renew, reuse, recycle.
Reuse,
We're
yeah.
green.
we're
We
green.
don't
We
mind,
run
I'll take
green
a
here
new,
at the
I like the
Locals
green.
Only podcast.
This is. I was drinking this earlier.
This looks good.
It's like grape juice.
Looks very.
Can I get a new cup of that, please?
Yes.
Mm.
It's like grape juice. This is a very good Pinot Noir.
Dude, that is like grape juice. That
And-
tastes very authentic.
Very low acidity too.
Yeah, seriously. And it was funny. That's good to know. Because I know a lot of people who say, "Oh, I like wine," but it really gives me heartburn. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because it's too acidic
Same.
for them. This would probably be their saving grace.
You could drink a whole bottle of this, if not 2, and you won't wake up with a hangover.
Damn.
It's
Yeah.
a beautiful thing. That
You know,
wine
it's funny though,
can do.
and I know some people might think we're exaggerating, but there is wine out there that you can drink like a fish and be fine the next
Yeah,
day. Well,
facts.
like my, I think I told you this. I have a lot. I think my whole family. I don't really have any family in this country, but in Portugal,
Mhm.
I went to a wedding there. 2019. Went to a wedding. 2019. Yeah, summer 2019. No, it was 2018. And
What was it, 2017?
that was 2016, I think.
Was
I'm
2012?
I love
it. We just go on 1995.
Yes.
No,
Well, I
I
was 1
said-
years old.
And so the wedding's there like 7 days long. It's a very, very long
That's sick.
process. It's a fucking party. And you're talking 3-course meals the whole time. Very, very nice. And I swear to God, these people talk about hospitality. When that bottle of wine on your table was empty,
They bring it
you
right
didn't
back.
have time to ask.
Yes.
It was replaced.
That's awesome.
I was like, "Holy shit!" And I've at that time, by the time I was done eating, I had drank a bottle to myself at least because of how much I was drinking with the
Red
food.
wine?
Yeah, it was red wine.
That's
It was
cool.
something probably authentically made there. But not only was I drinking the whole time, I wasn't like
Dude,
completely
Portuguese
trashed.
wine is really
It
good.
was so good. They do a great job there. Well, it's the Cali of Europe, really. It's the
Right.
West Coast. It is.
Right,
And
right.
so
I
that's
see
where
that.
a lot of the
Facts.
vineyards are. That's where Porto comes from. The
Yep.
heavier wine.
Yeah, it's a dessert
Um,
wine, Porto,
It really is.
but it is a high ABV.
Yeah, it's
like
freaking- it's
18%,
strong.
20% sometimes. Yeah,
it's really strong. It's not wine. I mean, you can drink
It's
it
a
kind of
sweet
like wine,
one.
but it's pretty
Mhm.
strong and it's sweet.
Portos are classic for Portuguese.
Yeah, that's I think they're big. Well, Jeremy bought a bottle authentically there from. Well, we were like in Algarve, which is like really low. Porto's from the northern side, like
That's
near
sick.
Spain,
That's very cool.
and they have like a huge amount of export from there.
You traveled Portugal?
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there a few times and I lived there as
That's
well
sick.
as a kid. Yeah, like for 2 years. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
But
You speak Portuguese?
yeah, well, my grandparents don't speak any English, and I've lived with them for a long time. They actually still live here. In
That's
fact, I was
amazing.
just over their house again.
That's so
Yeah,
cool.
so
So
it's
they
cool
raised
to-
you.
Yeah, in a big way. I live with my mother here and there, but I've gone there and back and lived with them, and they've been living here. They'll spend like a year here and then go back for a year there because they got a house. And so, like,
That's awesome.
it's cool to go when I get a chance, and it's the one thing where I go, man, it would be nice to go there for longer periods of time just to really retain the language. Because I don't know about you speak another language, but
Right.
obviously
If you don't speak it every day,
it gets
yeah,
a little rusty,
yeah,
a
I
little
get
rusty,
that.
especially if you're not around people talking.
I've realized that I'm saying like the same phrases with my dad, and then I see someone else. I'm like, oh shit, how do I say something else?
Right, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. So like
Yeah.
I can speak just fine with my grandparents, but then like when
Right.
I have to talk to somebody else, it's like how
Right.
do you
Yeah.
have a conversation like we're having
Exactly.
My
right
How do you
problem, I
hold it?
speak English.
Right.
now? What's in English?
I don't talk to people enough nowadays and just forget.
Dale goes outside. He goes, "What's the green things on the poles?" It's like those are leaves, and that's a tree.
Yes. You don't speak
Ground, nice.
You speak any other languages?
No,
Japanese.
My girlfriend.
Look at him.
is no
After he
sign
rips the
language.
bong.
Yeah.
Are you Asian?
Me?
No.
No, I'm not. No, but everyone thinks I am.
After
No, I'm not,
10:30
yeah.
in the morning, he is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me too.
On a Saturday.
After a fat bong.
Yo, for real though. You
Saturday
just
morning.
talked about his life.
Dude, honestly, you're just talking about another Saturday morning in my books. Yeah, no, I don't speak any other languages unless you get me enough beers in me. Then I start speaking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called Unfucked Up in East.
No, my
I
girl-
try to speak Spanish.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I went to Mexico actually not too long ago.
I
That was
saw
fun.
that, dude.
Mexico
with
was
the Mayans.
Yeah, I went to Chichen Itza. One of the there's
Chichen Itza.
It's funny. It's Chichen Itza. He goes,
Dude.
what place is Chichen Itza? I go, oh, it's this really great place that
That
they
looks
closed.
sick.
They closed down 3,000 years ago. Very cool, and
So
it's
sick.
all over the place. The Yucatan Peninsula actually is pretty much an entire Mayan civilization to the point where 70% of that peninsula is still Mayan.
That's
like
sick.
it's not like you
They're
call
not
them
Mexican?
you call them Mexican
Right.
because that's kind of the name of the country, but they're
Right.
still Mayan, and there's
They're like-
still a
that's the ethnic
language.
group.
There's still a language and there's still a culture that is maintained by
That's
people
sick.
who live there.
That's
and they're all
amazing.
they all look of that ethnicity as well because there's obviously like they're much darker than Mexican or Spanish
That's
people.
sick.
And very very cool. I got to meet one. He was the guide when I went to Chichen Itza for me.
That's sick.
He was like really nice, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I could show you around." And he obviously pay some money, but it was nice of
Yo.
him to kind of explain everything versus me just humming and hawing at all this shit. Because
Right.
like, what do you know?
You
It's
don't
like,
know.
oh, this is a cool pyramid looking thing.
but he
These are
gives you the
buildings."
actual history.
Yeah, he goes, "This is what they did in there.
Right.
This is why they built it," and it's like, whoa, it just blows
And-
your mind.
No, yeah, facts. You need that guy. Without
Yeah.
him, it's like what
well,
the hell?
you walk in, you walk out.
Yeah, right.
Well, did Mike know that was actually a guy on the
He was
side
just
of the
making
street?
shit up
Yeah,
the
he
whole
just
time.
making shit up.
No, no.
That was real.
I wish I could remember his name too. He was a very cool guy. I wanted to take a picture with him. He was very, very cool.
no, I feel that because
Yeah.
when I went to Ireland, I studied abroad in Europe.
Oh
And,
no shit! Where?
And I went to London, then Ireland. It was a UMass
Dude,
led
Ireland
program.
must have been bomb.
I love Ireland.
It's so not. I don't think it's known enough to be a place to go.
It's
Like,
so sick.
yeah.
And in Ireland, we did the paddy wagon tour bus, and they took us all throughout Ireland. And the guy, he has a very thick accent, and he sounds like a leprechaun. But he's telling us about St. Patrick's
Yeah,
Paddy's Castle and
they all
everything.
sound like leprechauns.
And it's
that's
just
what Guinness does to you,
it's just so beautiful because you see these beautiful
like rolling hills.
you see the hills and
Oh yeah.
you see these the fences. The fences are made out of stone. And how did they get there? He tells us this land was filled with stone underneath the ground, and then they dug it up and built the fences
Oh, like
and
those
made
flat rock walls.
walls.
that they
Yeah.
make?
And they're literally everywhere in Ireland.
Right.
It's the most beautiful thing ever. Their fences are made from stone, and they dug up their grounds, and so they could grow potato in there
Yeah.
because the land was very not fertile. You know, it was
Probably
just
potato was the only thing that could really.
yeah, in
Yeah, I
the
know.
cold.
I know
too.
people think it's stereotypical. It's like,
Right.
no, these people are trying to survive.
Yeah,
That's
they
all
were.
they got.
Yeah, exactly. And this guy on the paddy wagon tour bus explained this to us. I'm like, oh shit, this is sick.
That's awesome.
And then you're just driving around Ireland and you see these fences everywhere. Like, I know why those fences are there.
Pretty much to keep the livestock in
Yeah,
and the potatoes.
It was so and
livestock in,
it's so
livestock out.
green. The fields are
Right,
the
I've
most
heard
green.
that, like wildly green.
It's beautiful.
I'd love to visit.
It feels like you're in Massachusetts, but
I'm gonna drink some more. Of this.
in Europe with all these people.
But
speaking-
Irish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
A lot
that's
more
how I
Guinness.
felt. So I stopped. We had
Yeah,
like a
with
really,
Guinness.
we had like a almost day long layover in London on purpose to
That's
explore. Until we got obviously to the city, I really couldn't tell. Like you could have knocked me unconscious and woke me up after the airplane flight, and I would have been like, "Are we? When are we going to London?" because you can't. It just the houses look the same.
Right.
The environment looks exactly the
speak
same.
English.
Same trees and
Yeah.
everything. Well, yeah, obviously once
The
you get out there,
accent.
there was some weirdness, I guess. Like the only like obviously once we got into the city, everything changed.
There's
It
some
was-
weirdness. They were driving on the other side of the road.
Yeah.
I'm like,
yeah,
it's no big deal.
and they don't stop. Like you would try to cross the road. No.
Oh, they're
you
not
wait
cool
for
with
the
that.
car.
You're
They don't
right.
wait for you. They will fucking
They
kill
have
Turned
you.
into a game of Frogger.
Jeremy almost got killed in front of me, dude.
I
Like,
remember-
the car went here.
He's also a
That's
wild
how-
man.
Yeah, he's a crazy.
In London, on the ground, it says "look left." Like you read it, look left.
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, coming right at
yeah,
you.
it literally says "look left." I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. Okay.
No, the weird part was there was like this constant, no matter where you were.
Oh, it says "look right." I'm
yeah,
sorry.
yeah. Look right, look left.
Whatever.
But the point is, or what really kind of weirded me out, there was this intercom that kept playing when I was there, especially when you're on like near the subways or any of the public transportation places. They're like, if there is an unchecked or unoccupied bag, please contact the authorities. Like they're super worried
Classic.
about like
Well, 'cause
bag,
they've had
like
some,
like
like,
suitcase,
yeah,
briefcase
Because
bombs.
they've had
I'm
some
like,
like
Yeah.
serious issues in the last few years. Like heavily,
Really?
yeah. In London.
that's what I was the only thing.
Around
I'm like,
that
what
area,
is
yeah.
going on around here? Why do we have that
Well, they
reminder?
had that crazy guy that rushed one of the bridges in London like last year, the year before, with a knife and like I think he stabbed one person or some shit like that. Yeah, London like has some
Yeah.
crazy shit.
London's
going on.
wild, bro.
Yeah.
It's the most aggressive city I've ever been to in my
Yeah.
life. Like
It's-
I've never been checked. Like I've been like right there.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, what the heck is going
That's
on?
insane.
Yeah, like nearly
Damn.
knocked me out because I'm kind of just walking, looking around, ooh, buildings, oh, this, that, and
Right.
it was a beautiful day, by the way, too. Sun was shining, it was very gorgeous, and yeah, people are fucking like on a mission out there. At least the day I
Savages.
was there. I mean, it kind of.
Straight savage.
I don't think that's unique to that area, but when I was there, that's just how busy that area is with
Right.
people. It's just fucking packed.
I get that vibe too.
You know what I mean?
When I was in London, it was people who were busy doing their own thing. You know.
Yeah, busier than New York.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to New York a couple times, but New York's definitely bigger, probably. Think
Right.
Manhattan's bigger than London?
Cooler vibes in New York though.
Dude,
The
I need to
vibes-
go there as an adult without adults. Like, I've always, every time I've gone to New York, I was with, like, a parent.
Yeah.
Like, because that's how long ago it was, and I
That's
wasn't really,
wild.
and it wasn't that I was that young.
You didn't
but
go like to bars and clubs.
yeah,
and
it was
stuff?
like this, oh, we're gonna go to a car show thing or something like that, and I've,
That's
that
pretty cool,
was
though.
cool though.
Yeah.
It really was. You got to see like concept cars and stuff, but
You didn't
I
do your
never
own
got
thing.
to try out the city.
Right.
You know,
You didn't walk around, get lost, and then find
No,
yourself and
no.
like, oh, this
Stumble
is a
into
nice...
a bunch of drug
bro,
addicts.
we did that.
Yeah.
We did that. We did that in Montreal though, and I will say
Oh, that's
Montreal's a fucking blast.
Yes, there's strip clubs in Montreal.
Absinthe is legal. Absinthe is very legal. Legal,
Yes.
legal.
I like it.
Me and Jeremy had like 7 drinks. They were called corpse revivers. And I don't know how you like drinks. I'm not a big cocktail guy specifically. I'm very simple. I like the wine,
Same.
little beer.
But
I'm
I'll do
good.
whatever.
Right. So we're
get me drunk enough.
trying shit out. On the list, we're looking at it, and it's like there was this one drink called a corpse reviver, and my experience with cocktails is that the better, however good you are at mixing citrus with the drink is going to be what makes that drink good.
Right.
Because you can really mask strong
All your
alcohol
facts.
with citrus. I've
Mhm.
noticed,
You're
you're
100% right.
it really tasted like not something too sweet, like it was overbearing or uncomfortable to drink. It was just right. And it was like, yeah, absinthe and some other shit. And we were they're just kind of flying down. Plus, it's cool
That's
because
sick.
Canada's like 30% less, or pretty much the dollar's 30% more powerful in Canada.
Right.
So I want to transition a little bit into because you've been to India a few times.
Yeah.
What's the difference there economically? Because like I went to Mexico, and even though obviously $1 is 20 pesos,
Yo.
it still cost. There was some things that were a little cheaper,
Right.
but
So
it's
in
fucking
India,
expensive still.
in India, $1 equals 75 rupees.
Yeah.
And everything's cheaper.
Yeah, is it like definitely cheaper? Like
A meal in India would cost you like 25 rupees,
holy shit,
and
So that's- yeah.
you could eat like a king for
30 cents,
30 rupees.
$30 cents.
So
kinda.
so that would be like
Oh yeah,
50.
maybe 50
say
cents.
50 cents.
Really?
You'd eat like a king.
Holy shit.
And but alcohol is the same price. So,
Okay,
So
probably oil.
oil,
for your for your car.
right?
I would
Similar,
assume.
same price.
Yeah.
So, but the food is cheap.
Yeah.
And that was the coolest part, is because when I go to India, I like my family, I got a big family there, and
Mhm.
I would make sure I pay for everything. You know, they're gonna try to act like they could pay for it, but
Right,
it's just
right.
like it makes no sense for you to pay
Right.
for this. It's like I come from America,
Right.
and
It's a lot
this
easier
is,
to pay for.
Yeah, it's just gonna cost me $1.
That's so wild.
And
That's
and
so wild.
in America, if I want to eat, it'll cost me like $50.
Right,
So,
right. Especially if you're gonna pay for a
yeah.
whole family, it costs you a
Right.
couple
Yeah.
hundred.
Yeah.
And eat well on
Exactly.
top of that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
Drinks and shit.
Facts.
Wait, so alcohol? Oh, you can buy alcohol there.
You can, but you have to be a NRI. NRI stands for non-resident of India,
Oh, okay.
or
Like
out
a
of state.
tourist, pretty much.
Exactly, a tourist.
Well,
if you,
you know
if
what?
you if you're a tourist, you could buy alcohol in my state.
Yeah. And you know what probably is a huge plus?
And the only reason why that state is prohibited to drink alcohol is because Gandhi was against alcohol,
Really?
and so they followed that.
Will
yeah.
he get like sainthood? Is it like is there religious ties to him or?
Not really religious, but he was just like they call him like the founder of India or something. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know exactly too much about it, but it's just
Well, there
that's-
was a really big movement around him.
Right.
I mean, I actually remember reading some of.
I know that this he was just against alcohol in
Okay.
general, and so the state of Gujarat just went anti-alcohol, but it's the state that drinks the most alcohol,
That's funny.
and the people out of that state are the ones that sell the most alcohol in the U.S. So
Funny how that works. I
Yeah.
mean, look at like probation in America when
Yeah.
that happened back in the 1920s.
it literally it is a
Yeah.
big
That was
black
so
market.
dumb.
My
Yeah.
uncle, when I went to India, my uncle would use my passport to go buy alcohol and
It's
then sell it.
amazing that they've taken this long to realize that that's what's going on with weed.
Yeah,
Like you're literally
facts.
leaving a massive fucking market untapped, so
Right.
only
Tax
criminals,
that shit.
Well,
only criminals can make
yeah,
money.
and I
Right.
mean, like with prohibition, like in America, it was strictly just a religious thing. Like there
Oh,
was
yeah.
a bunch of Christians and stuff. Like
Yeah.
they just didn't like they thought they saw America too many Americans drinking
Getting
alcohol
drunk.
was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they just banned it. And then like
Isn't that so funny,
they
dude?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like people resort to tyranny. It's like, how about you just don't drink it? Like if you really don't like it,
Right,
don't
it's your
drink it.
choice.
Right.
Yeah.
Let somebody like maybe we like it.
Well, here's the thing with me. I drink alcohol, I get drunk, I get too drunk, and then I wake up super hungover. I'm
Right.
gonna act like I'm never gonna drink again. You know, I don't want to
Yeah.
touch that. I don't want to think about it. But then a couple weeks happen. I had a shitty night. I'm gonna
Yeah.
get drunk. I want to get drunk. I feel good. You know.
Right. Well, it's like
Or
that.
even the opposite.
Yeah.
I feel good. I want to get drunk. I want to celebrate.
Right, and it's like
So-
assuming that if you just don't allow it, that people will conform. But there's like if there's a
Yeah.
will, there's a way. You know, the people who are gonna want to drink are still gonna get their drink,
Exactly.
whether it's legal or not.
I have so many underage people try to buy alcohol.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, I
like
can
it's
imagine.
insane.
Dude, being underage never stopped
Now
me
it's
from
easy.
drinking.
It's easy for people to come in and buy it. They have
Yeah.
masks on. You just ask your brother for your ID. You're good.
Yeah,
You know,
how do you
you got an older
freaking-
brother.
What's the governing body for that? They like checks that stuff for the government.
Yeah, don't get
Fuck.
yourself in trouble.
No,
does
no,
it
no,
happen
no.
a lot?
Yeah, they do. The state
yeah.
police. The
Oh,
state
yeah.
police is out there. They just hawk on me. They come in once in a while. They're like, "Oh, I know you sold to a minor." I'm like, "Well, what? What the fucking proof do you
Well,
got?"
no, I was gonna ask. If you
Yeah.
ever,
And he's like, "I
yeah.
want to see your cameras." I'm like, "No, dude. Come in with the fucking kid next time."
Yeah.
Like what, dude?
Well, like I actually got because I got paid one time when I was
State police
18.
monitors that shit.
I was
Yeah.
underage, but I got paid by.
Yeah, they're just
yeah.
shooting blind.
Well, you're not
fucking-
Yeah.
kidding, because I buy alcohol and they go ID sometimes,
Yeah.
and I'll have a mask on. I bought with a hat, mask, and shades, bro.
Yeah,
Here you go.
yeah.
All right.
Facts.
Peace.
Sometimes they
Sorry.
don't card.
What were you
The
saying?
mask is
Hold on,
easy.
I gotta find
Yeah.
the organization.
It's
I'm thinking
easy.
of.
Once the masks came out, it became easy for underage students to order alcohol.
I know.
Not ordering. I check IDs,
Right.
but when it is in the store and they're in the store with the mask and everything, I do card them. But I don't know what the face looks like. I'm not gonna ask them to take a. I'm not risking that, dude.
Right.
Yeah, and most of these kids are college students too from UMass.
Right.
so-
Right.
And there was a major outbreak in COVID since they came back, so it's like
Yeah. What are they doing about that? Have you heard anything about it? I heard there was
it's
like
just
a.
the Amherst
And it's like,
police
and it's so
needs to
funny too
fucking
because
break
you
the
go,
parties up.
you hear, oh, there's been an outbreak. Like, what exactly
They're
does that mean?
partying.
Just like a bunch of people tested positive, or are we talking like
It's
sickness and death? Like, because if a bunch of people like, what does that mean?
But it just means that they're sloppy. They're partying. They're not.
Yeah.
They're not. They don't give a fuck about these quarantine rules.
Right. Right.
Yeah, they're partying. They're going meeting at apartments and stuff. But I get it. You're students. But then when you go out into the public and there's locals there, then you're affecting
Oh
everyone.
yeah, I'm not saying what's right or wrong. It's just funny how
Right.
it's like anybody would be surprised.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, how
it's
come there was a tornado? You can't stop
100%,
nature. You
dude.
know what I mean?
knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah, it's like,
too.
what are you gonna
You bring
do?
the students back, it's over.
Put them in a cage?
No, you can't. These kids want to. They don't give a fuck.
They're in college, is what they're gonna do.
Right.
Right. Like, what? They were
You have a
partying?
couple of these.
Were
You don't
they
give a fuck.
Partying?
The rules go out the window, man.
Yeah, dude.
There's no more rules once you're a little
Bro,
drunk.
you should see what Mexico's like. Because they're partying.
Yeah.
Mexico was a fucking ball.
Right now?
Right now.
That's
dude.
what I heard. A lot of
Nuts.
places are. They
Nobody
don't
gives
give
a
fuck.
shit.
Yeah.
Well, it's not that. Here's the thing. It's not
You're
that
right.
that's not like they're going about it with contempt.
Mm-hmm.
It's optional. It's
Right.
it's peacefully optional. In
If
other
you
words,
choose to wear
people
it.
aren't going to be like jumping on you for being somewhere with it. Like, it was to the point where it was so optional. It was, okay, this is what's going on, and here's what you can do about it.
In Mexico?
In Mexico. So there'd be people walking down the street. One of them would have a mask,
One won't.
and one won't.
Right.
And they were either boyfriend, girlfriend, friends, husband, wife. There
Yeah.
was no holier than thou, what the fuck are you doing type of like
Right.
energy about it. You know
And
what I mean?
I feel that, yeah.
Like, go to a store here without a mask. You get
game
kicked
over.
out.
Game
See ya.
over. It's game over.
It's game over. And it's just tribalism. You know what I mean? It's like
It's
if
not
enough
even
people,
me though. I'm the
Oh,
store
not-
owner.
yeah.
I'm the
I'm
store.
in the same
People come into my store without a mask, and literally, I'm not gonna be the guy to tell you. But then the next customer that comes in, will.
Exactly.
It's funny to watch. It's
Yes.
probably the funniest
Yeah.
shit ever,
Dude, well, here's okay. What were you got something there?
What, me?
Did you have something there?
Oh no, all I was talking about before was when I was like 18 or something. I got hired by, I think it was the ATF.
Okay.
They actually paid me like 20 or $40 or some shit to actually go around to a bunch of local liquor stores and restaurants with them, and go into the restaurant liquor store and actually ask for booze and
In
try to buy.
Amherst?
as a young kid,
like in the area, like Northampton, Amherst, and stuff.
dude,
And
you're
try
a
to go and-
fucking narc.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
They paid me
I
for
love
it.
it.
Yeah, I was working.
Bro.
I was working at Best Buy. And one of the guys that worked AP for a shout out
Dale was
Dave.
a narc.
Yeah, dude.
I
He's
love
like,
it.
yeah. He's like, hey, I got this buddy that works for. I want to say it was the ATF. He's
and that's
like,
exactly what
yeah,
they do.
yeah.
You're
He's
100%
like,
right.
he's like, yeah. They just need someone that kind of looks. And at the time, like, I looked under, like, kind of in between where, like, they
A good
probably would
age.
check. Yeah, I would like to happily report every place I went to. They did ask for my ID.
Wow.
Yes.
But yeah, I was so nervous because I'm like, this isn't me. Like, I don't do this. And I felt so fucking weird and like
Yes.
awkward.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I
dude, I don't
love
know
it.
if you guys remember Extravaganza.
I do.
yeah.
That was wild. How about
In
that?
Amherst.
In
That was the
Amherst,
best.
that was the best one.
Yeah.
No, not in Northampton. I
That
never
got
been to the one.
lame.
Yeah, they made it so exclusive.
That's
this and that.
sick.
It's just
Good
like
memory.
dude.
Good
those
times.
were the bomb. But it
Great
reminds
times.
me of like people.
Yeah.
There would be people weren't like, yo, you're not on our level here, and they would come up to you, hey, you guys have any weed for sale? No.
Oh, damn.
You know what I mean? Because you
Yeah.
knew what they were trying to do. Because that's the only thing that was promoting. You could
Yeah.
smoke it,
Damn,
you could
bro.
share it, but if you were
Yeah.
selling it,
Oh yeah, game
clink,
over.
you're fucked, dude.
I remember the cops. would
Remember
hang
that?
out
Yeah, they were
there.
around.
Yeah.
They were around
just
that
waiting.
fucking dude.
They're
They
just
were
waiting,
on
hawking.
bikes,
Oh, yeah.
bro. They
Hawking.
were hovering.
That was fucking
Helicopter
awesome.
cops.
Just
Yes.
make like one little fucking mistake.
Yeah,
We
but
fucking
dude, it
gotcha.
was a trip because
Yeah.
you're like,
So
as a
much fun.
kid, okay, this
And
is
you're coming
illegal.
out from far too to
You're-
Amherst.
Right, you're a kid. You're smoking weed for the first time. You're paranoid. There was no restrictions on it, so like you're in this field of people and you're
Live
looking
music.
at everybody getting high.
Everyone's
and
getting high. It smells like
it
weed.
smells. Dude, remember at 420, there would be a cloud.
Oh, dude,
That
yeah.
was bigger than the crowd. It was
massive.
this fucking
I
cloud,
loved it,
bro.
Wow.
And it was so on point.
Good times.
Seriously,
We
good
peaked.
times.
We
I
peaked.
think that was
We peaked.
that's kind of the funnest part about it being
It's all downhill
illegal.
from here, boys.
Yeah, it's
Well,
sad.
No, well, it's nice that it's finally legal. I mean, it was
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was,
fact.
it was such
Yeah.
a dumb conversation. The fact that it's even not even federally legal technically yet, right?
Right,
Didn't
right.
it pass something?
It's
Oh,
going
they're
through the
trying to,
process.
right,
Yeah.
It's like if we're all adults
hope
here,
soon.
unless we
Yeah.
believe in magic in some like morbid sense, like we're drinking here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, we could
technically,
be
this is worse.
we could be smoking here, but yeah, if you're talking
Yeah.
if you're talking
This is
actual
poison.
right, if you're talking about self safety between one another, even social safety between domestic abuse, none of those numbers come from people getting too high. Oh man, I was stoned and I killed my wife. Like that's never a story.
Never.
You know what I mean? Unless you're doing crack or drinking too much too.
Right.
You know what I
Those
mean?
damn bath salts.
Yeah,
like-
the bath
it's
salts
like-
kick in, and all of a sudden, yeah.
I fucking got high and I passed out.
Right. The last
That's-
thing I wanted to
I
do
watched
was
TV.
anything.
I was watching
Yeah.
fucking Better Call Saul.
Yeah. It's like you would think the government would be more in favor of it because it makes people extremely passive. It's like, oh, you know what? I'm kind of pissed off about these shutdowns. I'll just get some food to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
facts. Order delivery. I'm not
Yeah,
even
yeah.
driving out no more.
It's like a generational thing though, like an older generational.
You're right.
like,
Yeah.
You're absolutely
Boomers.
right.
A
And
lot of
there's
boomers.
Yeah.
People brought up Catholic or
'Cause that's-
religious. Religion in
yeah.
general just doesn't like.
Well, in general, back then, like that's how they were brought up. It's like weed is bad. Like it's the work of the devil.
The alcohol
like, yeah.
industry also didn't help.
Yeah.
They didn't
No.
want marijuana to be
Yeah.
legalized for a long
yeah,
time.
I bet. I bet.
And to this
Paper
day,
industry
I
too,
still
hemp.
see this.
Yeah, like all like yeah.
I still see all my distributors with the alcohols. They're all anti-weed, anti-cannabis, and I'm like, dude, just calm the fuck down. You're a
Right.
fucking boomer.
Well,
I'm
I
sure
was-
tobacco companies are the same way too. Tobacco companies are really weird with the way they,
are
work
as well.
marketing wise.
Yeah.
Very shady and like
Yeah, they see that their industry is being attacked, and they don't know how to update
Dude,
it.
yeah,
modernize
cigarettes
it.
have taken a
Dude,
hit.
if you want to see
Big
People
hit.
don't fuck with
the shadiest
cigarettes
shit in the
anymore.
world,
No
look
more
at,
menthols at my
Oh, yeah.
store.
Really?
Oh shit.
Can't sell menthols. Yeah.
Why?
Ever since
Oh, because it
June
appeals to
2020.
kids,
Oh, that's
maybe, or
right.
something.
Yeah, it's smoother,
Yeah.
easier to
That's
smoke.
weird,
but
'cause
It
it's
is though.
more-
That's how I started smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
See,
I
I'll
mean, I
be
don't
honest.
smoke anymore, but when I first, I smoked
Menthol.
cigarettes for a year in high school.
I smoked one and I wanted to throw up. I
I
hated
can't do
menthol.
menthol.
Yeah,
Like,
I liked menthols at first.
Marbreds
Menthols were
all
my
day.
shit.
I can do marbs, but you gotta be drunk, kind of thing, just to enhance the buzz.
I could only smoke. What the hell are they called? Those flat
Oh,
e-cigarettes.
the
Juuls,
Juuls.
pods.
I was talking about that with Maddie.
Oh yeah.
I love Juuls. Like if I have a friend who has one, I'm like, yo, let me. I'd never buy one though.
Can't do
because, like,
menthol.
Well, they would have all kinds of flavors
They
because when
do.
you're doing vape, it's like, oh, this is mango kiwi, and you're like, fuck yeah, dude. Like,
It's not. It's like a hookah.
yeah,
right.
it's exactly like a hookah.
This is cereal milk.
It's
In my
it's
case,
honestly
warm
it's like
cereal milk.
the hookah. Like most people never have done hookah either. Hookah's bomb.
I can't. do
Jeremy had a
hookah.
legit hookah with like the coal and the
I
fucking
can't do that.
hashish and shit.
That
I grew up
molasses
with
like
hookah.
fucks with me. Like I can't with
Yeah.
my stomach.
Really?
Yeah, I've done it before.
Really?
Yeah.
Growing up, I did a lot of
Which is
hookah.
crazy.
So
to
what
me.
is exactly it's not exactly tobacco, is it?
It's-
I mean, what
it
is
is
hashish?
tobacco.
Okay, so it is just
It's a
tobacco
mix.
with like a.
Yeah.
He knows.
Yeah.
It's molasses, tobacco and molasses.
I think so. I
And
mean,
then with the coal.
it tasted
Yeah.
great.
But,
I don't know
but,
why.
but they improv. There's a lot
Yeah.
of ways that you could make it less tobacco-like and more like.
I mean,
fruity.
it was
Oh,
the
yeah.
OG vape. It was
Yeah.
the OG vape.
That is, yeah. But
It had
it's
to
so
be.
harmful for you. It's
It
just,
is, yeah.
It's just
We only did it
in
a
the
few
long
times.
term of things, like you don't want to be smoking that.
It's
for
funny. You
fucking
threw
20
the
years.
shit
Yeah,
on top of the
honestly.
coal and go
Yeah.
everywhere.
Do it 1 year, 2 years, and like take a break every now and then.
It's cool every once in a while.
Actually,
Yeah.
shout out to Jeremy. This is a hilarious story. He drops his coal in his apartment with that carpet
Oh,
like this,
Oh
and the
my
coal just
fucking
sits
God.
there. It burnt the fucking. It's like there's no using a paper towel to
Yeah.
fix that, bro.
No, it's
You
gone.
fucked up forever.
Just put a rug over. It's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's
fine.
a good move.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was the same apartment,
This
but
guy's good.
Yeah, fuck it. I trust me.
would you
Been
say
there, done
put
that.
a rug over it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
Move a piece of furniture over it.
When he moves out, he leaves the carpet. He
Just
leaves
ask
the
my
rug on
girlfriend.
top. Like, I want to just leave you with that. I think it throws the whole place together.
Yes, it's stitched into the fucking floor.
Even more
my God.
ironically, that whole place burnt down, so it's not a
Oh.
problem at all.
Yeah.
I mean,
wow.
yeah.
Because of a coal?
No,
No.
Jeremy burnt it down.
Yeah, smoking a hookah.
No. It was a downstairs neighbor fell asleep with the oven on or some shit, and it was
Oh,
like one of
wow.
those
That's
buildings.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
mad scary. It was one of
That's
those
wicked
buildings with
scary.
I think like I don't know. Jeremy could probably correct me. Maybe 24 different studio apartments. It was a big building.
Shit.
Yeah, it was good size.
Fuck,
Right in
That's,
Palmer.
that's
Burnt
wicked
down.
scary.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
A lot of people in there.
That's one thing
Potential.
I didn't want to like when I was looking for an apartment. I wanted to be like in a duplex
Right.
because it's obviously like the person you're living with.
Yeah.
Because there's no way you don't meet that person. And
Right.
guy upstairs, really cool guy.
Or if
you
you're
know?
me.
Or if you're you.
I never meet my neighbor.
Oh yeah, but you're a condo. I mean,
Nah, it's in a regular apartment.
are your apartment?
Yeah.
Are you not a condo?
No, the place next to us. is
Well, those
condos.
fucking places are nice over there. Whatever.
Yeah, they are. They just
it's
are
nice
revamping
to
them.
live on your own.
Yeah.
Very.
I live on my own. Well,
Very.
I live with my parents, and
Yeah.
there's no one up above us or
Yeah.
on the side of us or anything, and that way we can do whatever the fuck we want, kind of
Right.
thing. Yeah.
That's the way to go, man.
and
Especially if you're able to live with family because the savings. Like I think to myself
Right.
all the time when I'm paying rent. I'm like,
Mhm.
dude, where would I put this money instead?
right.
Cause that's fucking baller. You're getting into investing and shit like that too.
Right.
What was that
recently.
company where you showed me?
OCGN.
Yeah.
So
that
this-
how big did you capitalize on that?
I fucked up and I didn't cash out at $18.
Oh,
but
what did you buy in it?
I bought in at 5 and it ran up all the way to 18. I bought
300
like
plus.
fucking a lot of shares, like
How many?
400, 300. I was just fucking around too. I was like, oh, I see the momentum. Let's go.
Fucking sent it to the moon, man.
I was like, let's fucking see what happens. That was up at one point like $3
Diamond
grand,
hands.
$5 grand,
Diamond
dude.
hands
And I'm
for
like,
life.
I'm gonna hold
When did you
this.
sell?
I sold at 13, 10.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
13,
no. If you look at
10-ish.
the margin, because here's the thing,
And it's
to
still
assume
dropping.
you're gonna ever
I'm-
sell at the peak or buy at
Right.
the dip,
It's hard.
It's
It's
Always
hard
buy
to
the
predict
dip.
that.
you always got to buy the dip.
It's fucking hard, dude. I got out of that right now. I'm investing in other stocks, but I'm watching it. I'm watching
Yeah.
the market. Once I see something with momentum picking
How
up,
long have you been doing stocks?
since March
Yeah.
2020,
So
since the big crash.
Same.
That big crash happened. I got onto Robinhood. Robinhood made it really easy for me. I
Yeah.
asked a friend of mine, "How do you invest?" He said Robinhood. And
Sorry, we don't say the
Yeah.
name on this podcast. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with
yeah.
you.
Now everybody's moving away because of what happened with GameStop.
yeah, dude, it
Game
was.
stunk.
I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of fucked up, but at the same time, it happens with a lot of stocks where that
Yeah.
does the short squeezes happen, but this
Yeah.
was just exaggerated
Well, the problem was
more
that they
people were
didn't
behind
allow
it.
people
to sell it.
to sell it, which
Or
was,
buy it.
Was
Or no, they didn't allow people to buy it.
Buy it, exactly.
Right.
And that's like in my opinion, that's a huge
That's fucked up.
fucking flaw.
And
Like,
it's
that's
scary.
super fucked up.
When you
'Cause-
can't
yeah.
buy, when you own 5,000 shares of GameStop and you can't buy
Right.
it no more at 300 and you see it dipping, you get scared.
Well,
we
yeah.
say all these things
I-
very shallowly, but when you own stock in a company
get
or
that.
want to buy stock in a company, you're making a choice to own a portion of the company.
And I
So
get
for
this.
like this, an app
Yeah.
tells you, oh, you can't. It's really weird. It's
Yeah,
like you
like you-
selling liquor and somebody wants to buy it, and you go, you know what?
It's sold out.
You can't
Yeah.
buy it.
You can only sell it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that was in like
I get
typically,
this.
usually
That
when-
it was crazy.
Yeah, typically when usually stuff like that happens, it's usually like the SEC, I believe, and like other governing bodies that usually shut it down, and they shut it down both ways, so you can't buy or sell the stock at all.
Right.
And it's usually because they have evidence of
Dale,
like,
you want more
yeah, I'll probably take a little more. And usually they have evidence of some sort to do that. They had no
wine
evidence
or
in this
which
case.
one?
Just whatever. Pour me something.
Yeah.
I'll drink it.
Anything. I got you
This
one.
is almost out.
Yeah,
There's
wine,
a lot of wine.
Yeah,
or you
give me
could,
that
or you
wine.
could take
Nah,
this. I don't
give
know
me
what
that
you.
wine. That wine's pretty good, actually.
It is really good.
Yeah, I'm not a big wine guy. You converted me, sir.
He's a wino.
I'm a wino.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with
Do you know John Wash?
Salute.
He's also a guy from that area, I think.
Walsh?
John Wash. W-A-H. S-H, sorry.
I know a Walsh.
Shout out to John Wash, by the way. I
I
love
know
that
a
guy.
Walsh. I don't remember the first name. Not John Walsh, though.
No, because
Tyler
you're saying
Walsh.
Walsh.
I know Tyler.
It's Wash.
Wash.
It's just
Oh.
W-A-S-H.
Wash.
Yeah. Duh.
Good guy. Well, that's where I heard it from. He drank like a whole bottle of wine on set
That's
and
sick.
got wasted on the show, and he had a fucking great time. He's
Oh,
a very
that's sick.
talented local artist as well.
Wicked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do some rap on the side.
No way.
Hey, yo.
No way.
Damn. Okay.
Dude, the way I met Oscar, he goes to me and tells me the most corny joke ever. He goes, "Hey, guess the movie I'm thinking of. Harry, you're a wizard, Harry."
I thought it was. I think I told you this one.
Yeah.
Well, I just remembered once you said it. What's an Indian's favorite planet?
What is it?
Mercury.
No, you didn't tell me that one. I like that.
I did tell you that, right?
Did you? I don't think you.
No,
I don't.
no,
I don't
no.
remember.
Oh,
but
okay.
knowing you, you probably did.
And that was one of my cheesy jokes. That
Mercury, dude. I
Yeah.
love Indian food. You know what I really love, dude? I'm not even kidding, bro. Samosas.
Yes.
Yo, for real, samosas
Yes.
no, but mango
Oh,
lassi.
you're a king. Yeah, mango lassi.
Like
yes,
lassi.
yes, yes,
Dude,
yes.
well, I've been to actually
Wicked good stuff.
2 different. I don't. Are you familiar with Amachi? I don't know if that's any
No.
Ama.
Who-
She's like this. She's a Hindu saint, and she comes to Marlborough She obviously it's been all canceled because of COVID, but I've like received darshan from her. She's a fucking.
Oh, look at
She,
you.
yo, dude, yeah.
Wow.
I like
good
waited.
vocabulary.
Yeah, I
Very
fucking
good.
waited. It takes forever.
Good pronunciation too.
Really?
Darshan.
Darshan, yeah. It was
100%.
fucking wild, bro.
Dude, that's
Um,
very cool. Good for you.
Hinduism's definitely my favorite
That's very cool,
like,
man.
Like
It's
from
really,
a philosophical standpoint, I dive
it's
so
not
much
really
into that shit.
taught in school or anything.
No,
It's,
well,
and it's vaguely,
I don't know
vaguely touched upon.
If you're familiar with like the
but
philosopher,
that's very cool of you.
the English philosopher Alan Watts. And he was somebody
I
who,
don't know too much.
I've heard, like, he's got tons of his lectures on YouTube. He died in the 60s, but he brought the Eastern world to the Western world. So he teaches Taoism, Hinduism, like Confucianism and Buddhism and stuff like that. There's a lot of different things from the West, the East, that he's brought to the West.
Right. And I see that.
But dude,
I've heard of that.
It was a fucking, it's like an event. You go and I've done Seva. You go. I just participate. I was helping cook the food and like, yeah, dude.
Wow.
I love chess.
You're good.
I got fucking owned by this 11-year-old
Very
Indian
good.
kid who was there, and you had to pay
they're
$5
beasts.
to face him. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like,
Oh, chess is
I
our thing.
lasted about 5 moves with this kid. It kind of pissed me off. I'm like, are you serious? Whatever. I moved on.
He
But
was like a young.
I love it.
dude, you get a number. I'm talking. You don't believe people can be superhuman. This woman, Amma, she was fucking literally sit there for 3 days. She sits in one spot and gives people darshan for fucking 3 days, and doesn't get up to drink, doesn't get up to stand up, to go to the bathroom. And then afterwards, what's the celebration afterwards? I keep forgetting the name of it when like they get
bhajan?
up and they dance.
But bhajan?
I don't forget. It's like it's a whole fucking ceremony, but it's like awesome.
Yeah.
And the food and everything. And I remember
Dude, that's sick. You
Yeah.
got it down, man.
Dude,
but they do
I've-
this for every holiday.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's
Any
so many.
holiday.
There's like again, there's
Do you know
Indian culture is probably super eclectic. People can generalize as much as they'd like, but they can't.
And it's also different
hard to
depending
understand.
on what branch of Hinduism you follow.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would assume.
It's very diverse.
To really push that, like how diverse it can be, there's like 3 times more people in India than there is
Right.
here.
You're right.
So it's like really hard to generalize. I mean, fucking
No,
China.
good for you, man.
China has
I
like,
respect that
how
you
m-
understand a little bit about Hinduism.
oh my
like that.
god, bro! It
And
was a really wild experience,
much
and you
more
got to
than
sit up
anyone
there and
around
meditate
here.
with her for like 10 minutes
That's
before they
beautiful.
got you off, and
Right.
she was fucking. It was something like. I'm not a very religious person.
Me neither.
But
But that's just a
it's
beautiful
like,
thing to experience.
How are you doing this? She's met Jim Carrey, Russell Brand, right? Is that his name?
Yeah.
The English
the,
actor Russell Brand.
English
Yeah,
guy.
she goes to New York. Like when she's in India, it's a really, really big deal, I guess. But like when she's in New York City, it's also really hard to meet her.
Right.
And
Imagine.
and it was like, whoa. And I've met her. I've done that when I was a kid. I've actually gone there 3 times. And I'm telling you, bro, you don't sleep. You can't sleep.
No.
They actually wake you up. It's really disrespectful to be like sleeping. You know what I mean? Like you're there. We got there, in other words, at like 8 a.m.
Like taking a nap.
I didn't receive darshan until 7 a.m. the next day.
Yes, dude, that's sick.
Like you're fucking
for you.
in it, bro.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
It's worth doing. It's Marble. Check that out.
That's actually wicked sick.
How often do you get to go over back home?
So I normally go every 2 years. I try to go to India
Yeah.
every 2 years, but since COVID, I haven't gone. There's I have family in India. It's a beautiful place. We have farmland. We're farmers.
I
in
remember
India.
you telling me that you guys have a lot of land out there.
Yeah, dude, it's very cool. We're all vegetarian, so we grow.
Yeah.
They're vegetable farms. There's
Yeah.
no animal farms in India.
Yeah, I heard about
Their
that.
animals roam freely. They're
Yeah.
on the streets. Cows are roaming around. They come home at night and they know where the fuck they're going.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
have a mind of their own. They're animals.
Right.
There's monkeys everywhere. Monkeys are swinging around. Monkeys will start fights with
Yeah,
stray
dude.
dogs.
Aren't they like fucking tigers? Isn't there?
There's
I don't know what
tigers,
part of India, but
lions.
remember that video? You probably seen it, bro. That video where a tiger like just snags a woman and just kind of leaves with her.
You know,
You see
there's-
that? What are they?
it happens a lot.
Bengal tigers?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Bengal tigers are on
Like,
the eastern side of it.
They
Yeah.
hire hunters sometimes to come in and like
People-
actually like go after the tigers and stuff, don't they? I think.
Not anymore. Tigers are an endangered species, definitely. In India, we're smart. We're humans, you know. The
Right.
tiger is an animal.
And since it's a predator, it's like in competition and we don't want it. you know?
And most Indians believe in the animals with life and spirituality.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't want to kill it or harm it. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna try to scare it.
Yeah.
Well, they wear a mask on the back of their head while walking, and so the
Dude.
tiger doesn't take them from
Take
behind.
fucking note. That should be like a normal thing, like even hunters do.
Right.
Because bears are a big problem, and you're
It's-
absolutely right. The last thing in any
and it's very
predatorial,
colorful too. The
Right.
mask.
any predatorial animal, the last thing you want to do is turn your back. That's actually exactly what the guy from Chichen Itza said. Because there's jaguar indigenous to that area. And he said, just don't turn your back to them.
Exactly. And how do you do that? It's hard.
Yeah, because if they're fucking behind you.
Right.
Well, shit, did you see like a couple months
And
ago
they're-
the guy in
they're-
Utah with the mountain lion?
No.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yes.
Like, he
yeah,
was
the guy's
just,
like,
like,
no,
running?
no. And the
Yeah.
thing's like, wow.
Like the
Right.
thing just kept coming after him.
Did
Kept
you
coming
see
after
that?
him like that, like you were saying.
Yeah. And it's something simple as that, but it's forgotten. You
Yeah.
know, you just throw a mask on the back of your head, and you're good. But
See, the CDC's got us doing it wrong.
it's small things.
They have us putting it on the front. If
If
you want to really protect yourself,
Front and back.
put it on the back.
Can I
Yeah.
bathroom?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you
go
need to go
for
to the
it.
bathroom? Absolutely, bro. We'll take a little fade in, fade out. It's
Yeah,
very
sorry.
easy.
No, don't worry about it.
No
Because actually,
pressure.
I have to too.
Yeah,
Actually.
post.
take a
Secret
picture.
time.
Everything's possible in
Say
post.
thank you. I was just saying, this reminds me of like the Howard Stern show and like when Artie Lang first got introduced, and I started watching that. That was fucking sick.
Oh,
You
yeah.
basically calling me Artie Lang. I guess.
Here's your mic. We're rolling.
Heroin.
We're rolling.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Totally just clasped my nose. I guess that's what I'm hearing. Okay.
yes.
Blast
And then-
this thing off.
Michael's the Howard Stern over here.
Yeah. I love it. I love the Howard Stern videos when he has Beetlejuice on.
I love
Oh,
Beats.
Dude, he's
my
fucking
favorite.
hilarious. He goes, "What color's what color's a carrot, Beetlejuice?"
Yes.
It's a carrot. It's a
Yes.
carrot.
It's 12 plus 5.
Yeah, it's
What do you mean?
It's a carrot.
Or when he had
What are you
George
doing?
Takei on. George Takei
What are you,
on
fucking
that-
stupid?
You have some great fucking people on that show.
Seriously.
Dude, I love everyone he brings on there, but Beats is my favorite by far.
Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
That guy's awesome.
Yeah, and to this day he's like, COVID? What the fuck? I ain't afraid of COVID.
Yeah.
And he's just going off on
Yeah.
it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, yes.
What the fuck is this?
Yes. He's just the
He's
funniest
so-
guy.
he's so vocal about it.
Hot-headed. Yeah, he's
Yo,
ready
he
to
is.
fight.
He
he's
is.
ready to
You guys
fight.
ever see that Russian guy who's like an even worse version? He's like, wow.
Oh, yeah.
I see that guy all the time on
that was
TikTok.
like his, yeah.
They they go up behind him and you go, wow, and like scare the
Is
hell
he
out
a
of him.
midget guy? Mini-me?
No.
Mini guy?
Oh yeah, he is kind of a smaller guy. Yeah.
He's fuck, I forgot his name.
Oh, here, bring this in.
The Beats his sidekick or something. They wrestled. Is that him?
Oh my God, I know who you're talking about, that smaller guy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
not
know.
him,
I don't
no.
know though.
The Russian.
What were we talking about before we went to go bathroom break?
Set the leaker.
Forget what we were talking about.
Physics,
Physics, yeah.
nuclear
physics.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
stuff.
The radiation.
Chernobyl.
It's been affecting my heart.
5G. 5G. Dude, how freaking crazy is that Elon Musk was on Joe Rogan's podcast again?
Oh, that's sick.
That was pretty badass.
I didn't even know
It's
about that.
yeah, I'm like maybe 3/4 of the way through.
I'm a fan of Elon Musk. That guy's
Dude,
a good
I'm
guy.
such a fan.
I like Tesla.
It's like one of those things where you can hate all you want on like people having a lot of money, but like talk about somebody who's actually being productive.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Not
Yeah.
only that, but like of
For
course
the good.
Of course, like it's so often that people's financial worth is so skewed because you see a net worth and you go, oh, that's how much cash they have, and it's like it's never
No.
that. It's
Yeah,
like well, how
it's
much money
invested in
is
his business.
invested into businesses and
Right.
businesses they own, and it's like
Right.
between Tesla, Boring Company, and
Project X.
SpaceX, it's like
SpaceX,
fuck,
Project
dude.
X.
Project X, yeah, that
That's
was a great
what's
movie.
coming.
that
That's
was a
coming.
great movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, for real though, what's project? What do you mean by that? Are you gonna be releasing something?
I'm trying to make my own beer, and then I'm gonna
No
be calling it
way.
Project X. Yes.
Well, I had friends asking me about, oh, your friend, who's it with something? I'm like, I don't think he's a brewing company, but he has a
It's
little
coming.
liquor store.
So the brewing part is coming. I'm working on this. It's
How
going
does-
to be Country Crossroads Brewing Company. I'm going to be making beer out of either BBC or White Lion
Nice.
facility. I'm in the works of talking to them,
Dude.
getting it going. And then
Way to
like-
drop a bomb. You should keep your eye out for that. That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, that's huge, dude. That's awesome.
Right, you could have a restaurant and everything. I mean, if you have a brewing
Yeah.
company, then you have a bar
I'm gonna keep it just the brewer, the beer,
or just distribute.
and I'm gonna just
Okay.
distribute through my store mainly
gotcha.
and the delivery service, and anyone in the Amherst area that wants.
well, think
to
about it.
carry
If you can create the product in an
Right.
area,
Yep.
it wouldn't be. I would assume it wouldn't be that hard to open up an area where people can walk in and drink
Right.
it. You know
and
what I mean?
I would distribute to liquor stores right now.
Yeah.
It's hard
Yeah.
for the bars to
I
Uh,
imagine that's as like a local brewery. That's the hardest part is the distribution. You already have that down.
Well, dude,
with
it's
everything, so-
Right,
things are
exactly.
slowly opening. I mean,
And
with the
things are,
vaccine,
yeah.
people are like far more lax are getting there. Just to give you an insight, a little bit of what I had to deal with because we didn't really talk too much prior to this. But
Right.
me and 2 other guys own a fitness facility in East Long Meadow.
Oh, very nice.
So we deal with people in that regard up close and personal.
a gym.
A gym. It's only a personal training facility, though. We don't have membership. It's not like a Planet Fitness.
Right.
It's more of like a, it's a
Scheduled.
continuum for physical therapy or student
Oh, that's
athletes or
sick.
general populations.
Wicked
And we
nice.
deal with people in that regard where it's like up close and personal. So you can imagine the kind of apprehension we've had to deal with in that time.
Right.
And in the same way, it's like, it's tough to kind of
To
be like, hey,
adjust.
things are okay here. And
Right.
they have been. I mean, shout out New England Functional Fitness. We've been COVID free. And I mean, and I'm not going to say we've gone like we're masters of sanitation. What I am saying is that it's very easy to keep sanitary because there's not many people that go in
Traffic.
there.
It's not.
the
You're not dealing
traffic
with
is-
100
right.
people.
The
right.
traffic is
Or
usually
5,000 people.
exactly. It's the amount of people that come in are always compatible to the amount of people who work there.
And by
so
now,
professional to clientele
people are
ratio is the
tested.
same.
most people are tested. They know if they got the COVID.
A lot of
or they've
doctors,
been exposed
yeah.
to the COVID.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's more out there rather than when in the beginning people were not even coming with masks. People were
Yeah.
just reckless. So
Yeah, yeah.
now it's out in the open where you have to wear a mask, where it's not socially acceptable to come out into a public
Well, it's definitely
place.
not socially acceptable to not wear a mask.
Right, exactly.
But I've never seen, and this is something a few podcasts I listened to were talking about, and not to I think people should do whatever. And obviously, in the sake of tribalism, you're going to have to, you're not going to walk into a place, like we were just talking about Mexico. You walk into a place without a mask because there's people without masks.
Right.
It's really weird going anywhere
I
without a
agree.
mask because everybody's got one.
Yeah, I feel more protected with the mask on nowadays.
Exactly. And so
Whether it's
but
because
it's like weird. Why
I want to hide my
this,
face.
The guy, so
but-
the head of the CDC says they don't do anything. You know what I mean?
right to enforce it.
Right. No. I'm saying like there's no peer reviewed
mask doesn't
studies.
do
Yeah, I'm not
anything,
trying to be
right.
controversial
No,
either.
I
Like
get
I
this.
wonder what. I mean, I understand it's a social thing. That's the main importance because the last thing
Right.
you want to do is not look like you're really doing something to try and fix
I
the
think
problem.
that's what it is.
I think that's what it is.
where
too.
you want to be trying to make it look like
Right.
you're trying to help or something,
Right.
not being like that standoffish, like, oh, fuck the mask,
Right.
Like,
Right. Exactly.
oh, that doesn't affect me. Like,
And that's kind of the one thing I was really appreciative about going to a different country and
Facts.
noticing that like there isn't as much like emotional buildup behind these kind of things. You know, when there's like a
Right.
natural disaster, people don't argue about it.
no,
In this country specifically too, like we see tornadoes and earthquakes and stuff like that. When that
Yep.
happens, we get on it, we work together, and that's something I've mentioned so many times on this podcast. It's such a shame that we've become extremely divided over something like this.
seriously,
You know what I mean?
With wear a mask
Right.
versus not wearing a mask, what political party you're
Right.
gonna be?
Well, why would it
leaning
even
towards.
be something anybody would care
Right.
about what you're doing or what you're not doing? It's like as long as you know what's going on.
I think a lot of it has to do with our president at the time.
Yeah.
Trump kind of fucking set the tone for masks and saying they don't really work.
Mm.
And it just didn't phase well with the public audience, I guess. And
Well, the mainstream media, and again, this is
media is corrupt too, man.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's
It's just-
mostly left leaning. So right away, that sparks like a massive.
And that's the case with every
Thing.
country. A lot of
Oh,
countries.
yeah.
A lot of countries, it's the minorities control the media.
Well, yeah, and the
Yeah.
thing that I don't think helped either is like with something
Not
like
the
a-
minorities, but the
Yeah.
the population that is
Mhm.
oppressed, if
Yeah.
you may say, is what controls the media.
in the way the news cycle goes nowadays, it's so rapid and so quick that the thing that, and that's so it's such a detriment for like a virus because you learn as you go and like you kind of progress in the virus. You learn things like we know things now that we didn't know obviously like a year ago about the virus, and that news cycle just spits things out so rapidly. It's like this is the new thing, this is the new thing,
Yeah.
this is the new thing. It's like no one has time to like just fucking understand and
Right.
try to
And I
like
get this.
truly get it. And I
How
don't
do
know,
we
it's
stay the
just- yeah.
safest is what
Right.
my concern is.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. Like from an analytical standpoint, people have to hold true to what they're saying. Because imagine if they go, "Oh, we don't need the masks," and you're like, "Bro, you guys were telling us to wear masks this whole time."
Facts.
Even though there's no peer-reviewed studies backing that, but it's like you have to stay consistent. So I could understand the pressure and be like, let's just keep the masks so we don't look like fucking idiots. You know what I mean? Because you got to. There's
Even though they're not N95, but
and
they're
they
a
don't even
mask.
do
It's a
anything.
cloth
Yeah,
mask.
it's like
it's a neck
right.
fucking warmer.
If you're gonna get it, that's the sad thing,
Right.
and that's why
And
I think
I
it's
get this.
important for people to be cautious. I say to
Yes.
people all the time, I go, dude, if you're really worried about getting it, like don't go places where there's people.
A lot of people.
Like, be
Yeah.
careful.
Right. Shop in the
it's-
morning or shop
right.
at night, late
Well,
night.
that's what they're talking about, and that's why there was a mass exodus in fucking L.A. Like, nobody wants to live in California anymore,
Right.
because it's impossible to live with those standards. I mean,
It is.
and this is an objective fact, not my opinion, but they're looking at like tyranny kind of setting in. Like, okay, you can't work and this and that, and so people can't do their thing there. You know what I mean? So it's like, of course they would leave. At least like all the comedians. Joe
Well, 'cause,
Rogan's
like,
trying to get them all over to
Well, yeah, 'cause
Texas.
Well, that's the thing that kind of sucks about Texas. Is
What's
like
that?
They say like the downside ultimately could be. Oh, thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Oh man, you are on point.
Bam.
Appreciate that.
Here.
But
sweet.
No, but that's what they say is ultimately like the downside is all these people like mass exodus out of California.
Yeah, and then
Could
they
be
go
the
to,
downside to Texas is it could ultimately
they could
change,
spread it there,
yeah,
and
it could change Texas from
Yeah.
like a political standpoint.
You're
that
right.
just
The
kinda-
Well,
demographics.
yeah.
More
that's
Democratic
Yeah.
than Republican.
well, that was something that actually one of his recent podcasts, Joe Rogan was talking about, is it kind of makes, I think it was Houston's blue,
Yeah.
but it kind of keeps the balance, because you gotta
A lot of
have
major
left
cities are
and
blue.
right. It's perfect to have a
You
good
just
balance.
you just don't want to see Texas totally change.
turn into
because
a,
that's where you get run into problems.
Well,
where there's like when there's
yeah,
an
yeah.
imbalance.
You know, the change isn't a bad thing.
No.
My sister comes
Yeah.
from Texas. Well, she was just in medical school in Texas.
Yeah.
Or finishing her medical school in Texas, Houston, Texas. And her lead doctor, I remember during the Capitol riots, was with the Trump supporters.
Mm.
And my sister is over here like, wow, that's completely wrong.
Yeah.
And I think that's the first time that really hit her, where living in the South had an effect where they didn't know what it was like to be in the Capitol or something.
Right.
You know, they just see the TV and they're like, oh, with the Trump supporters, they what they're doing is right. And doctors, like educated people, are actually supporting that. And I'm over here like, yo, you gotta get the fuck out of there. Like,
Well, like,
what are you? what are
I mean,
these
when we
people?
have actual government officials believing in QAnon and spitting that shit out like publicly, that scares the fucking shit out of me.
yeah,
It
Yeah.
scares the fucking shit out
no,
of me.
it's facts.
But it's
Yeah.
like, it's kind of almost predictable. It's like, of course they would blame it. Like, because I'm pretty apolitical, and it's like, the way I looked at it, because I didn't even realize it was a Trump thing. People were talking about it was a Trump thing, but it's like they blame pretty much everything, because I don't even have TV, so I only hear about it like from every news facet.
Well, he
kind of like the same story.
He instigated it. He
Well,
said, "Meet me there."
right.
kind of
He
thing.
just said
Oh,
stupid shit. Like
right.
he's not
He was-
conscious of what
he
he says
is.
when he says it. Like sometimes,
But he
Yeah.
knows what he's saying and
Yeah.
what it affects and what he's the president of the U.S. at
he
that
knows
time.
how to say shit
Yeah.
in a certain way, so it
Yeah,
just comes
yeah.
off.
And that was the problem. Is like, dude, you don't fucking do that. You
But
can't tell
in
people
in
to
the
do
same
this.
regard too. I was like, well, what do they expect when nobody's got a job? like, and I'm not even trying. I'm not even trying to be funny. Like, dude,
No,
I
it's
think
just,
like back
that's
when
funny.
when
That's
everything
true.
the George Floyd thing happened, that's
Right.
what they should have just went to Capitol buildings. Like, that is what happens when and
Well, they
again,
did, actually,
I'm not trying to be
but it
controversial.
was
This
like-
is just the nature of humanity in all societies. When society starts to break down from an economic standpoint, people need answers
Right.
from the people who are dictating
Right.
the economic
Facts.
ability of that country.
Facts.
So, like, okay, we can't work, we can't fucking see each other. Guess what? We're now pissed. And you have to look at it as a fucking organism. We're not individuals anymore. Now it's just like this fucking distressed organism, and now it's
Facts.
Well, and
I see
you
this.
got to
And,
go to
like-
the fucking. You got to go to
yeah,
the cause.
but and also compared to anything that happened last year with that Capitol riots, like you look at some of the people that were in that group and like the,
Oh, I'm not saying
they-
it's right.
Like
Trust me.
QAnon shaman,
No.
like they're just some wingnuts. And
Oh,
like, and that's what
No,
it
no,
comes
no.
down
Nobody
to, is,
should be like,
crazy
"Hey,
people.
that's perfect."
No.
I hope we see more of that. No, like my point is like, are you surprised? Kind of like what happened, like
Yeah.
again, back to the George Floyd thing. It was like, dude, are you surprised? I mean, shit was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I
People get
expected this
wild.
100%, but like, you should definitely. There should have definitely been a lot more police there and everything at the time. I was just wondering.
Yeah, well, I also saw things like
How
they were
did
letting
they-
the people in. They
yeah,
kind of like
they were letting
walked
people
in.
Why was that even allowed?
Yeah,
Like, but if like the question comes to be is like if it was a Black Lives Matter protest and they did that, it would have been They would have been gunned down.
Well, I mean, yeah, you look like a year before this, and it was a totally different
Yeah.
story. Like they were
And-
just
and
like,
so that's
yeah.
the argument right there is where it's like because they were Trump supporters, because they were
where was this
majority white
in Washington?
in
Well,
right
Was
in,
it Washington?
right in the Capitol,
Yeah.
our Capitol building, and they stomped right in, and But the thing is like this. These Trump should have stopped it at that
Yeah.
time as a president. Even if he was for it, he should have gotten up publicly and said, "Hey, get the fuck out!" of
Right.
there. But he didn't do that. And similar to the debates where he didn't address the white supremacy or the KKK or whatever, where he didn't.
Well, he also denounced that a lot. Like, not to play the devil's advocate,
Right.
but like I know how the media
but
works. It's
not
like,
during the debate where that was.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
No,
like,
he did.
He
He did, didn't he?
he like half-assed does. Like he doesn't really like. In
Right.
Yeah.
He's open-ended.
You know what I mean?
He keeps it open-ended.
He
and
knows
that's
how to play the
problem.
game. Like he's a
Yeah.
business guy and he knows
Yeah.
how to talk like a businessman. And this is
And,
kind of why like
Well,
the
believe it or not,
impeachment didn't go anywhere.
Here's one thing, and
He had
maybe
a very good lawyer.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I was
Yeah.
like, dude, this guy's yelling.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's scaring me. Like, why is this happening?
Like,
I'm
following along with it. It was definitely I was saying to somebody, if you didn't pay attention, how would you really even know what's going on? Because I
Right.
guess fundamentally, what I learned about 2020 was how toxic it is to pay attention to the news.
And I
'Cause you
understand
would
that.
never-
I understand that. I 100% agree with this.
Yeah, you would never know who's president if you didn't pay attention to news or what's happening. Like
The
your life wouldn't be
media,
the
news,
different.
It's all very toxic. It is.
Yeah.
It's and then in the last 4 years, I was watching the news a lot because of this president.
And
because of who was in
regardless, right?
office.
And regardless
But
of
before
your
that, I would never.
yeah, for
I
some
would
reason, I
never.
also got caught up in
And
it,
now
and I was
all
like,
of a sudden, everyone's talking about the news.
yeah.
Well, with Biden, at least I haven't watched the news in like the last 2 weeks.
Here, bring
I'm
this
not
in a little. I'm sorry.
with Biden. I haven't watched the news in like the last 2 weeks. I've been just chilling.
Right.
I'm not pressured. I'm not like,
Yeah.
oh, what the fuck?
There's a
did he
piece, and
do?
it's not even like for me at least. It's not even necessarily maybe that it's him, but I just know that it's
Well,
someone
the
that's like
the media
Right.
besides like
Yeah.
Fox, there's like Fox, and then there's the rest, and then they're all left. Fox is right.
Yeah, but for me,
That's-
like,
You're not gonna hear about
No. But that aside, like, I could give two shits about
because like
that,
they
but-
do the same shit to Biden on
Yeah.
on Fox. They'll
Right.
go, oh look, he stood in front of a
Yeah,
building
no.
without a mask, even though he made it mandate so you can't wear
well,
a
no,
mask. And it's
but-
like, dude, don't get so petty. Everybody's so petty. They did the same
Right.
thing to Trump for fucking 4 years.
Yeah,
It's like
no.
the most petty shit. I'm like, really?
What I'm saying though is just simply like for me at least, I just feel better because like it's just I know there's government officials back, and that's the thing that got me with Trump is like he just
Trump put the wrong people in office. That was the other thing. Is like
He
he
just-
put people that were not qualified for the job,
Mm.
and whereas you see Biden removing those people and putting in the right people, and that's just more reassuring for the American
Right.
people.
Biden knows
We're-
how
Well,
to
it's like
play the
who do you
game.
trust too? Do you know they're the right
I-
people?
I trust-
kind of.
I trusted
kinda-
the
you
Obama
gotta go
administration.
by-
like Biden knows how to play the game, and at
Yeah.
the end of the,
The
day, we
Obama
found
administration,
out,
I trusted.
Yeah.
I didn't need to watch politics for Obama
Right.
and president.
But it's more subjective.
This man.
It's very subjective. Oh, breezy with the tables. Let's go.
With this man as president, I didn't watch the news as much as I did with Trump as president.
Yeah. There was definitely a lot more coverage. It was definitely something that I didn't even notice until like the pandemic, and I didn't really have a side on it. I obviously I hate the
that's-
news.
That's when
I
it
hate
came
the
out
news more than anything.
You're right. You're right.
Because I don't.
Since the pandemic, it was more exemplified. Or,
Right, and
exaggerated.
one of those things. The thing I was telling people is like, forget about who's in office. You have to understand that the main objective of the media is to make sure you're scared and angry. And if they're doing that,
To divide.
they're winning. Exactly.
It's to divide, and I see that.
There's
and
no
I see-
righteousness in what they're doing.
I see the media's purpose, and it's fucked up.
Right.
You want me to put this down?
Oh yeah, that's fine. I was just checking it. That was really good, by the way. Those guys are awesome.
They do a good job.
So you were talking about what's the process? I know we'll go off that, but I wanted to. You were talking about starting your own beer. Like, what is the process to start making your own brewing company?
So this,
Like, do you have any contacts already in place to kind of like get the
Right.
parts going?
I'm
or-
Yeah,
working-
you said something like
White Lion.
yeah.
Have you heard of White Lion Brewing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Springfield,
I think
right?
so.
In Springfield,
Mhm.
right. They work for MGM,
Yeah.
and they produce a bunch of labels. They're also working with a bunch of small breweries where they're contract brewing, and that's what it's called, is contract brewing, where you don't have the actual facility in place, but
Mhm.
you're renting out a facility, and you're making a beer, a batch there, and they're helping with the distribution, the canning, the everything.
Yeah.
The marketing. Well, the marketing I'll do, but the canning, the distribution.
Do you have any experience with like graphic design or anything?
So a little bit, but not too much. Whereas I have friends that can help me with editing and uploading and shit. But
The tough part's actually making the beer.
yeah,
Sometimes, yeah.
and I'm cool with right now with the formula with making the beer. I'm cool with them doing whatever they got to do
Yeah.
to get the beer out. I'm gonna make the label. I have a decent idea for a label, and it's a photo of a party scene at UMass.
Oh, nice.
And
We're gonna get it like black and white or like a.
I'm gonna keep it colored.
Okay.
And it's gonna be called Project X.
No shit.
And that's the whole reason.
It's good
why.
branding.
Yeah.
You can keep your logo in
And-
the brand.
And also with the delivery, I have a delivery advertisement out right now playing on Facebook. And I would incorporate that the beer that I create with this new advertisement, so it hits them all in one. You know, the beer would be sold at like Liquors 44. It would be sold at all your local liquor stores. On top of that, it'll be sold with me.
Right.
My delivery service as well will have this.
Nice.
And so this is just my way of getting more exposure into the market.
Yeah.
I thought about it. I'm like, my brand is there. My name is there. Let's make a beer. Something easy, crushable, chuggable. And
I like it. That's perfect.
That's
that-
literally
I
all
was
you
gonna
need.
ask what kind of beer it's gonna be.
That's
That's
all you
perfect.
need.
we don't need
Crushable.
IPA.
Yeah, no, you don't at all.
Chuggable.
No, yeah,
And a good price. It's gonna be
Chuggable.
$7.99. $7.99 a six pack.
I like it.
It's
Like
gonna-
I was
That is a
just
good
gonna
price.
say, like, not for nothing, but I don't drink these too often. These are really fucking smooth.
And
Holy
this
shit.
this is what it's gonna be kind of
Yeah.
like based off of a Bud
Yeah.
Light, a Michelob Ultra, a Miller Lite kind of smooth lager. It's
Yeah.
What
not
do
gonna.
have you dove into the process of deciding the correct levels of
So,
whatever?
So the formula.
Hops.
Yeah, the formula.
I don't know anything.
The formula.
Just
The Krabby
keep
Patty
saying words.
formula.
Krabby Patty formula. I
The
love
what?
it.
The Krabby.
Ravioli, give me the formioli. Let's
Yeah,
go.
so the formula, I'm gonna focus on. It's easy to make beer, honestly.
Yeah.
It's-
You probably
Yeah.
put some look
you
into
could
it, right?
Google it and you
Yeah.
can figure it out. But I'm just gonna Google it and figure it out, and that's gonna be the beer.
Yeah.
So the first
I
batch,
love that attitude.
the
Yeah.
first batch that you see, a lot of it is. I mean,
Well,
that's
I'm
that's
assuming there's some trial and error in the beginning.
Of
I mean,
course.
I would assume you don't just put it through the machine. Hey, just
Well,
fill 350
I'm sorry.
cans. You know what I mean? Like,
my Googling. By Googling, I meant I'm just gonna have a distribution company take care of it for me.
okay.
Where I'm gonna tell them I want a lager style beer and this many cases, and this is the price. If you can make it for me, go ahead. If not, then I'll find someone else.
Yep.
And I'm gonna move brewery to brewery and ask them for quotes on how much it's gonna cost to produce a lager style beer and the price of canning it, the price of printing the art, with printing the label to get it to get the cases up and ready. How much is it gonna cost?
Yeah.
If it's going to be $7.99, I can sell it at retail price. That's the price, and I'm going to go with it.
Yep.
The formula that's in the beer really doesn't matter up until later, once I have my control, because I've realized that you don't really have much say in the brewing process if you're contract brewing.
Mm,
And that's what we're going to be doing starting off, is we're going to be contract brewing.
nice.
So a lot of these breweries, unfortunately, they do contract brew.
Okay.
So you see Loophole, you see.
Sam Adams does it too, don't they?
What does that mean by contract brewing?
So they don't brew in house,
oh, they
so
have
they're-
somebody else. You
they're-
wouldn't even. So is that what you would do?
and that's exactly what I would
Oh, okay.
So I would
okay.
contract
You wouldn't
brew.
have a whole brewery kind of
do.
set
Right,
up.
I
Okay,
wouldn't
okay.
have that. I would just have.
It's probably smart. I mean, you wouldn't need to put all the pieces together
first,
and then
at
yeah,
first.
It's a good way to start because you don't have to deal with
Startup.
like the technicality of like.
Right.
Well,
brewing
there's going to be
process.
inspections. You have to meet because if you're
And the-
producing a product, then you have to go
Exactly.
through all the municipalities to.
You have to have the licensing. You
Right.
have to have it up to
FDA
code.
has to fucking
Everything
make
has
sure.
to be up to code.
Yeah.
But if I'm using someone else's brewery, it's already up to code.
Yep. You don't have to do any.
I
of
just
that.
produce the cans. I have the business already established,
Mm-hmm.
and I just store it in my store.
Dude, that'd be awesome.
It's a very easy concept, and I'm trying to capitalize on it. It's just I need to get the right quotes in, and once the price is the right price for 100 cases or whatever,
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and lock it in and purchase.
Any like marketing tactics you thought about? I'm thinking to myself now, like, what makes a really good beer?
Have you?
And people have been really fond of beers that that go better with like a slice of lime, lemon, orange.
I like it.
You know what I'm saying though?
That is
Like
good.
think about
Yeah.
Blue Moon.
Yeah, yeah.
Blue Moon's
orange.
hot. Corona's hot.
with the lime.
With the lime. What else is another beer that people really like that comes maybe like
Well, just stuff that's smooth. But what were you gonna say? You were
Yeah.
gonna say something about
Well,
advertising something.
the advertising. If have you seen my advertisement?
No.
Country X Roads. We have an advertisement going out right now. It's just very simple, very basic. It's me grabbing a beer.
I might have.
And it
to be
just says
completely
we
honest.
deliver now.
Okay, I did. Is it on Facebook?
Yeah,
I think I saw that.
It's everywhere. It's
Okay.
I'm sponsoring it on Facebook. I have it on Instagram. I have it on. I'm
YouTube?
paying for advertising. For
Okay,
it.
okay. Google
And
ads.
Yep.
Yeah.
And similarly, this is what I would do with my product. Whereas I would be advertising Country Crossroads, the brand,
Yeah.
and as well as the brewery at the same time. I'd be picking up the beer from my brewery, and people would see that, and we deliver this as well.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, you go into a Liquors 44, and you will see that beer sitting on the shelf there.
Oh yeah.
So that's more exposure for me, and that's the goal I'm getting at is brand
smart.
awareness.
That's super smart.
I want more brand awareness for my Country Crossroads.
Yeah.
Because Country Crossroads has more. It has a lot of potential, and I've seen that since.
Well, imagine you get to a place where you have more than one location.
Right.
That's that's better than 99% of the competition because everybody's their own this place is that whatever.
Yeah, right.
And there's 90 of those. There's thousands of those. There's 6
Mama
of them in
Papa
Palmer.
shops.
Right. It's just a one person thing or it's just a one
That's why
package store thing.
The second physical location is key in Amherst. And I'm working on this.
That would be huge.
That's the next.
Do you have anybody working for you?
I do. I have a couple people working,
Nice.
and they're friends.
Yeah,
they're friends and family.
Okay,
and they help me out a lot.
Yeah,
without them, I couldn't.
It'd
have
be
done
everything.
Any of,
yeah, it's everything.
I couldn't do anything because this is a lot of work. There's a lot of work that goes behind this. A lot of friends and family that helped me with this. Like the ad that was done by Hutch Productions, which was a great, really good company. They helped me out a lot.
Yep.
Really good film work too. I was the owner of it works for HubSpot in Boston. A really good a company. It's a tech company, I believe, out by Boston, and I want to continue to work with them. To do all this and grow with them. So this is a good opportunity, I believe, for that.
Right.
And the timing is perfect. Ain't nothing like this.
You're right, though. Because
everyone's ordering at home. Everyone's sitting at home on their phones.
It's a growing market.
Right.
Yeah, this market is insane.
And anything that's accessible through the internet now.
Right now, I'm the only one in Western Mass doing this delivery service.
Yeah.
And it attains to a market that is young.
Yeah, I was wondering what
older.
that was. Was it either just was it just Western Mass, or
Western
the
Mass.
United States? Because I know a lot of places have different regulations.
My goal is to bring Country Crossroads to a global standard.
There you go.
And to create an app.
Yeah.
The goal is to create an app. I have a website. My next goal is to make an app.
Yep.
And obviously, all these things take a long time, and it's a process. There's a long process behind it, and to develop it, and to get the team behind it, and to update it, and to get more stores behind me. But they have to see it, right? They have to see me doing business and being successful in what I do, to follow in, to adapt to the Country Crossroads concept. Just like how Drizzly worked.
Yeah. Drizzly
worked really well. It's a third-party app. I love it. I like it. I use it. And
so you're trying to get yourself to be the app.
Exactly.
In that instance where you're delivering through your company.
Drizzly's the only one right now that does the deliveries for third parties for any store. If you're Liquors 44, you could sign up for Drizzly and you'll be on Drizzly.
Yeah.
So you'll be on Uber basically. You'll be an Uber driver for alcohol.
And I mean, I was just gonna say, that's a big thing. Look at DoorDash and all the other ones. There's massive competition.
Are these just people with cars?
Yeah.
Drizzly just people with cars, or is it like a
Drizzly,
logo?
Uber Eats for alcohol.
Drizzly is people with liquor licenses.
Right. Oh, really?
So if you have a liquor license, you can be on Drizzly.
Oh, wow. That must be tough though to get on, because I know there's only a certain amount of liquor license that can be
It's
had.
not easy, no. You're always getting new inventory. You're always selling out of inventory.
But you have a liquor license, so
I do.
Yeah, that's your in.
So
right?
my POS system, is point of sale system, is very up to date. A lot of these liquor stores are old school. They're just using a punch-in register that's like a calculator. They're not tracking inventory. they don't even know what the hell they have. The
Mm.
computers won't tell them, oh, we have 5 Bud Lights left. You just
Right.
sold one, minus one.
Right.
You know,
right.
that math will not be done for a regular inventory system.
Yeah. You have to
My
do it by
inven-
eye or something.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you use what's the popular one?
Square.
Yeah, do you Square? at
So
all?
I use Square.
Nice.
That's smart.
So in my journal, my public speaking class, my thesis was written on Square, and that's where I compared Square to QuickBooks, the Square POS system, and others like Micros and stuff that were comparable at the time. And Square beat them every time with
Yeah.
the amount of software that they gave, the amount of
It's nice when you go.
reports.
I will say, from a consumer standpoint, it's nice when you walk into a store and they have a Square.
Right,
Yeah.
it's quick.
It's kind of annoying to the point where, like, you're right. There's a lot of liquor stores that are so archaic. Like, they swipe your card.
right.
Like, never mind.
A chip.
Never mind using your phone.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
See, with Square, I have the phone set
you can
up.
do the phone setup. You can obviously use the
And I've
chip.
had this since 2017.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like people, well, because I remember it because I worked at Best Buy for the longest time, so we'd sell Square a lot. And for small businesses, people don't understand a point of sale system otherwise costs way too much money just
Right.
to be in for a small business. So Square is
And then
like,
the
extremely
upkeep,
nice.
monthly upkeep,
Yeah.
you got to pay the fees, the marketing, the
Yeah.
everything. And Square just does a great job handling it. If you followed the Square app or the Square stock, it rose from almost $50 to $260 within the last year.
No way. Square has a stock?
Yeah.
Square stock has been on the rise.
Holy
And
shit.
That stock is something that if
But
you
the-
got in early within
Yeah.
the last year, you'd be caking.
Oh,
big.
yeah,
Dude,
because
you're
I
not
remember when I started working,
kidding.
when I was still working at Best Buy like years ago now. Square had just started, and they basically just had the reader that you'd plug into your phone. Like that was the first thing they had, and it's blown up. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, in March it was $38. It's $272 now.
Yeah, especially nowadays.
It's a sleeping
like, with
giant.
everything. Yeah, it's so
Fuck,
easy. Like all you have to like. Oh,
And that's a reliable
Yeah.
company. That's not like GameStop where that
No.
just blew up
No,
overnight.
no.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think people realize. I had people message me. I won't mention any names, but
just say it's
I
me.
love
Just
GameStop.
fucking say it's me. Look me in my eyes.
no, it was not you. And I didn't know how to explain to somebody who might not have realized. It's a meme stock. No, I'm all set here. Thank you though. It's a meme stock.
Yeah.
You don't buy. You buy it knowing full well. Like
Yeah.
if you're buying GameStop.
Yeah, I think a little bit more. Here.
If you're buying GameStop, you should be in under the full understanding that it's a stock that
Right.
will go way the fuck back down.
And I get that. $30 is what I was imagining.
Right.
Yeah.
Like-
I was never imagining.
Well, people were like,
300.
It is-
10,000 isn't
yeah,
a meme.
I mean-
Remember people going,
Oh,
10,000, and they're
10,000,
still
yeah.
on it, dude.
Oh, yeah.
They're like,
I
it's
love
gonna
that. I
gamma
love
squeeze.
that.
Here comes
Hold,
the hold.
hold.
Power to the holders, bro.
Diamond
Yeah,
hands.
yeah.
Diamond hands.
Fuck these paper heads.
Yeah, these fucking paper hands. Dude, they blew up on Dave Portnoy for selling. Remember that? They were so pissed at him. You fucking paper suit. They called him a suit.
Yes.
He goes like, yeah, I'm getting my balls kicked in. He lost $700,000 on
Yes.
investing and holding.
Dude,
Yes.
the GameStop, like this whole.
That's the thing.
Or no, what you gonna say? Yeah, go for
You're
it.
gonna lose money.
Yeah.
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 You shouldn't have gone into that if you weren't willing to lose the cash.
That's facts.
Like, it's obvious. It was
Well-
exciting. I had a fucking great time.
You and
It
I
was-
were even talking about it at one point. Like once it got to obviously the point where like I think you and I started realizing it, even if we didn't want to admit it.
Yeah.
This thing's hit its peak, but like it's.
You guys were involved with it.
I bought it.
yeah, yeah.
Honestly,
I
as
tried
much
to
as
tell this dude
so-
for a fucking week before it blew up. Like,
No.
dude,
Yeah.
hit on it, hit
Yeah.
on it,
Wait.
hit on
What
it.
price was it?
so it
at?
was like
Uh,
$90 or like
That's
Maybe,
a good
yeah,
30
like,
something. Maybe it was 30
It
when
was
you
like
said to me.
around that like a week
Because
like,
it went up overnight.
The week
I
before
remember.
it started to spike, I was like talking
Yeah.
to him. Like once I saw it on IGN, like a week.
It
Before
went
blew
from
up,
like
I'm
30
yeah.
to 60 in one night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
And that's when he mentioned to me it was either between 30 or 60, but
And
even at
that's when you-
30
yeah, that's
was
when
like
you think-
300% up because it was at 10.
And that's when you're thinking like, oh, it's gonna drop soon.
Right. And
Yeah.
It's like that's a
just
short squeeze. That's it. That's
Yeah.
all it's squeezing. It's not squeezing no more.
$400 fucking dollars. It went up
Yeah.
to
You know,
$486.
450, 460, yeah.
486.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
was the 52 high, and it
was
was
almost at
fucked
500.
up.
And that's why I started thinking eventually is like, especially once
It's
it
a
started
beautiful.
going down.
It was a beautiful time.
Oh, it was.
It was beautiful.
But what I started
People
realizing
made
is like,
millions.
you know what's fueling this?
People lost millions.
Yeah.
that too, because they're like diamond hands, waiting for the real squeeze.
The funniest thing is you know what?
Yes.
Like these people we were quote unquote listening to on this Reddit
Yeah.
page were basically the people that had gotten in at a very low price, so they were already up.
Right, they're
Meanwhile,
huge.
like you and I are like,
Dude, I
sweating
bought
it.
in
Oh,
at
yeah.
fucking 360.
Oh, yeah,
I'm like,
you got-
yeah, here
yeah.
comes the squeeze. 5,000 isn't a
Ah.
meme. You know what I mean?
And I would follow in that footstep as well.
Yeah. Well, there goes my hat.
It was a nice squeeze.
It was.
Dude,
It was a very nice squeeze.
baller squeeze.
And it was squeezing for almost a month, 2 months, right?
Yeah, it was.
It was a
It
pretty
started.
decent squeeze.
Yeah, I think it really started picking up steam like November-ish. Is like when it started really
Sheesh.
getting
from like $4 to like that teens.
Yeah, and
high
it,
teens.
yeah, and it all started like almost a year ago. That deep fucking value guy, he started talking about it. Wall Street Bets. He bought 50,000 shares at like $13 or something like that last year, and he's just like, yeah, talking about it because that's what the people don't understand. This Wall Street Bets page on Reddit was all about just posting, going all in, fucking balls deep on just kind of stupid fucking bets on Wall Street.
Yeah.
And that's what this guy was bragging about, deep fucking value. He's like, yeah, 50,000 shares of GameStop. I really think they can go for it. And dude, he's still, right now, I think he's still up compared to, obviously not
Probably,
as much,
dude.
but at one point he was a billionaire, I think.
Oh my
like
God.
a couple weeks
No,
ago.
how many shares did you buy?
50,000.
Holy shit.
At like, I want to say
At
like
what?
$14 or
No
something like
way.
that.
Let's
yeah.
see. Let's do the math
and he's
on
still
that.
holding?
He's still holding.
Uh,
Last I knew.
That's the reason why it's like
yeah.
$30.
Oh yeah.
That's
yeah.
why it's 60. That's
now
why
he's
it's
getting
holding.
called into court and stuff too. Is I think
Oh
he's
my
testifying
God.
in front of Congress.
Fuck.
So yeah.
Yeah, he made $24 million. Oh, wait.
Must be nice.
Well, yeah, 50,000. I mean, if you bought 50,000 shares, 50,000 times 480 is 24,000. 24 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the same look I had on my
Yeah.
bit. Yeah.
Dude, that's what I
Holy
said. I
fuck.
go, dude, imagine you could. I mean, there's so many situations where
and-
you could have got away with $1 million.
But that's what I tell my friend all the time. My friend,
That's how awesome it is to live in this country.
we gotta catch the next flight. That's what I'm telling him.
Yeah.
We might have missed this flight, but we gotta catch the next
There's
flight.
Dogecoin.
tons of flights.
Dogecoin.
Yes.
Doge, yeah,
Dogecoin.
Doge to the moon.
I like it.
Yes, dude,
I
yes.
like it. Cheers.
It's super.
Fuck yes. Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To that.
Fucking
it.
salute.
Cheers to Doge. And it's a wild card, okay?
Yeah. Don't one use our financial advising.
Yeah, it's a wild
For-
card.
yeah,
so
that's
don't-
a big
well,
wild
well,
card.
here's the thing, okay? If you're taking
But I'm putting $10 million down on that wild card.
if you're getting financial advice from the local
By the dip. By the dip. By the dip.
Buy the dip and then sell when it's high. Don't hold that shit.
Yeah. If you're taking financial advice from the Locals Only podcast, you need to switch it up.
Only from Deo. Deo
Use-
won't steer you wrong. I
Use
promise.
many sources.
Right, you should at least have 10.
Or
Yes.
just Deo. Deo will never steer you wrong.
This
Yeah.
is a pretty good source, though.
Well,
When
it's-
when Oscar's on,
Yeah.
you got a pretty
Fuck
good
yeah.
source.
Hands-
Dude,
Hands-on
when
experience.
Oscar's on, it's just a
Yeah,
different
we got a good
experience.
source.
it's
right
hands-on
It's a
experience.
different vibe.
Dogs is a good coin. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It's so
buy low,
cheap.
buy low, and sell high.
You can $20 can get you like 200, probably 300 coins.
Just do it.
and that's the best part.
Yeah,
And then you flip it. You see it go up a couple cents, sell that shit,
if you want.
and then buy it back when it drops.
It's got potential in the.
CTRM. We were talking about it earlier.
CTRM,
Dude.
the Marine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm fucking pissed.
They just bought another naval fucking ship.
Ah, dude.
Bro,
I'm
I
so
know
pissed.
about this.
Dude, I'm so fucking pissed. I'm so fucking pissed.
I know, dude. That was the hilarious thing. I texted him the other guy. I go, dude, you're still holding CTRM because they doubled in like a week.
Yes.
No, I didn't. I had it like in the thick of the GameStop thing. I'm like, let me get on the CTRM
Bruh.
because that Reddit page was throwing it
They're
off.
like
and I'm
$1.20.
yeah, I fucking sold it like probably a few days after GameStop started taking. I'm like,
I
I'm just
love
getting
it.
out of this. I'm so fucking done.
Yeah,
And then this guy
I'm
texts
still
me.
holding AMC though. Believe it or not.
Oh, you're crazy.
No.
fucking
I'll
bastard.
That's a
fucking
big hold.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. It's
You got it in
it's
high?
retarded to sell. It's dumb to sell it. Sorry.
You got in high?
Well, no. Well, yeah.
The
I bought
thing
it
that-
at 14.
13?
I have $20.
The thing that
20
always scared
shares.
me
I know. I got in at 13. I dropped it though.
Yeah, I should have. I mean, here's the thing. Once the economy opens back up,
AMC.
it could
Yeah.
easily
It's a
get,
good one.
It could
AMC is good
easily,
hold.
It could get
You're
back.
smart for holding.
The
I'm just
only
gonna hold
thing-
it. I don't know.
pick your losses.
Yeah, it's 20.
The
It's
only
only 20
thing that had me
shares.
hesitant on
AMC
it
is safe.
was
You're safe.
with AMC is because of the way
At least
it's
it's
set
not
up.
Build-A-Bear.
Yeah,
Shit, I know. Or GameStop.
yeah.
Uh,
But the thing with AMC is like the different.
the
It's like
trolls.
what I've rumored from like AMC is like what's different than that versus GameStop. With AMC, it can only be traded on American markets
Yeah.
compared to GameStop, which can be traded globally. So there can be kind of.
Well, what I'm banking on is that
But
the
you do have a
economy is
point.
going to
Yeah.
come
Oh, yeah,
back.
you
And
have a
I'm
point.
not.
The movie theaters
listen,
are going to be open.
No, listen. I don't think it's going to make me money, but I can get my money back. So that's why I don't want to sell. Because if I sell at 5, I'm selling at a 300% loss.
Kill the bottle, boys.
There we
Fuck
go.
yeah.
Pinot Noir, rip, dead.
Beautiful.
But yeah, that's the nature of it. You really do have to have diamond hands. I mean, that is the motto.
Diamond Zyger.
If you don't have diamond hands, then
You know,
you only lose when you sell.
I'm a huge fan of penny stocks. I've been investing in the penny stocks, making money, flipping it. But
Yeah.
you got to hold it for 2 days depending on the rules of the trading.
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't have 50, 25,000, whatever.
Right.
So I'm holding it for 1 day. Put in a couple thousand.
You can only make so many shares.
If I make
so
300
many trades in a day.
Yup.
Yes, dude,
That
that
was
was fucking epic.
That was planned.
Excuse me.
That was
Nice.
awesome. Fuck
Nice
it.
burp, dude.
Dude, that was awesome. That was legendary.
Yeah, dude, the penny stocks is where it's at, man. If you put a couple $1,000s into a penny stock and it fucking goes up a couple cents and you made $300, dude, sell that shit. I've realized that don't hold it for everyone else. Everyone else wants you to hold it and
Yeah.
shit. They want to see you make more money, but sell that shit and then don't do it again for 2 days.
Yeah.
You know, because you're gonna make a couple hundred. You're gonna profit and then just be out, bounce. And
It's funny you say that because
have you heard of SNDL?
no.
Sundial
Yes.
growers.
No.
Yeah.
So that one rose up to like literally 450.
Dude, I'm obsessed with Square, but keep going. Sorry. I'm like, what?
Square is a good one.
I was just looking
long term.
Yeah.
Long term.
It's gonna anyways, keep going.
SNDL is a marijuana pot industry, and they rose from I bought in at 77 cents, and they rose to $4.60 on Thursday
Okay.
night. Okay, 4 a.m. I was up looking at it. I bought back in for $1.50. Okay, I'll buy back in at $1.50. Looking back at it, I'm like, fuck. I have 500 shares at $1.50. It rose to 460. I didn't fucking sell. I woke back up. That was at 4 a.m. I woke up at 9:30. It's back down to 250. Bro, yeah.
It crashed.
It crashed.
Yeah.
Took a big crash, you know?
Here's the thing. My take on that, again, I'm not a financial person.
I took a screenshot at that 460. That's when I should have sold. And that's when
Ugh.
I realized anytime I take a screenshot, I got to sell that shit.
Yeah.
I can't stay in that.
Well, how
think-
much did it increase? It's from the time
I
you
had
bought it?
$600 in
Okay.
I had $600 in my pocket
Yeah.
from one night of just
Well,
purchasing.
here's actually some
I know,
really
it
great
rose like
financial
crazy.
advice I was given. If you have, say, you buy a bunch of a stock and it goes up exponentially, sell 50% no matter what.
That's a great
Then you
advice.
lock in at least half those profits and then
Beautiful
reinvest
advice.
them. Yeah, that was actually
So repeat
and
that?
that's
But
sound.
we're not advisors.
Yeah.
One more time,
so
one more
don't
time.
No, I'll give it to you one more time. If you
For the
get
people in the back?
if the people in the back, if you buy into a stock and it increases exponentially in a short period of time, sell 50% of them, and then reinvest that so you lock in your profits.
Allegedly.
well, no,
we're
it's-
not financial
so true.
advisors.
Because
That's very good.
here's the thing. What I mean by exponentially.
I wish I listened to that.
Yeah, what I mean, well, I just figured that out like 2 days ago. I saw it on a TikTok. Shout out to TikTok. But the
I
beauty
gotta
in
play
that.
that back in my head a couple
Yeah,
times.
well,
Yeah,
the
where was
beauty-
that advice through the GameStop thing?
That was so
asshole?
good.
Well, that a couple days ago. That was
No, we
weeks
live
ago.
and then we learn.
That was weeks ago.
We live and
GameStop.
we learn. That's
We live
good.
and we learn, exactly.
That's
and
so
and
good.
that and honestly, investing in the stock market is a skill. But I think if you can like people try and base things around timing, and I like to call it astrology, where they're like, oh, look at the curve. Okay, it's making a V
Right, the
pattern.
graph.
The graph patterns. It's like, no,
Dude,
that's
Mercury's
not-
in retrograde.
The graph can
Right.
change.
the graph has nothing to do with its shape.
Right.
It has everything to do with its value from a consumer standpoint and what the business
Right.
is doing.
Right.
So it's hard
Facts.
to predict it. And also, on top of that, the investors influence the value. So then you don't know who
Right.
the hell, if Oscar's going to put 10 million down
Right.
on blue, you don't know that because he didn't tell you. You know what I
Right,
mean? So you're
right.
not going to ever know. But when something goes up like 100% or 200%, sell 50 like quickly. I'm talking within a week or something like that. Sell
Right.
50%,
Ride it.
lock in the profits.
Ride the wave and then get off of the
Yeah.
fucking wave. Don't
And-
stay on to fucking see
Right.
the wave crash.
But especially, here's my thing with marijuana stocks, and as much as I'm a fan of marijuana becoming more of a thing, I've never invested in any of them, only because a commodity is really hard to commercialize. Like for instance, nobody else makes an iPhone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody can, including
good-
ourselves, can
great
make
example.
can make marijuana. Anybody can make marijuana.
You grow
if
it.
if you have access to the sun and soil, you can make
It's a
marijuana.
plant.
So it's
Beautiful.
really hard to TM that shit. You know what I mean?
Yo.
Yeah,
How
but
do you TM it?
Yeah,
How
but
you team him?
there's
is
levels
through,
to this game, Mike. There's levels to
vape.
this.
through
But think about it. It's like everybody can make a vape or a bong or a.
It is very volatile
Strain.
though. Like
A
those,
lab.
yeah.
a
Yeah.
lab.
They'll
test it.
definitely do it better than you and I.
Right.
But my point is, it's like, even if you were Samsung, you can't make an iPhone. You know what I mean? Even
they
if
can
you're
make a galaxy.
right, you can make a Galaxy. But and that's a fine investment as well. But my point is like anybody can make weed,
Right. Right.
and it's
But
subjective.
There's an iPhone of weed and there's a galaxy of weed.
Right.
Yeah,
And that's still a very small market because you're talking two.
There's the
You know what I mean?
way.
But they have potential to grow.
Yeah, there's
Oh,
like
I know, but I'm
we
want to
find those two. We want to find those
what I'm
two.
saying is
it's
that
still, it's still young.
there's thousands of different
They're
ways to
still
grow
young,
marijuana.
Mike.
There's you know
They're
I
still
don't know.
young. They're
Yeah.
still these marijuana industries are all young.
Okay, so again, I'll reemphasize. You can grow weed. You can build an iPhone.
I know.
No matter who's making Samsung Galaxies or iPhones.
I'm waiting for the McDonald's of weed. And
yeah, like
that's-
that's gonna change. Like that's the thing.
Yeah,
Ultimately,
okay,
that's
I
gonna
gotcha.
eventually
the-
change.
Yeah,
like
the McDonald's of weed.
not right now. Like maybe
It's
not
coming.
today.
It's
yeah,
coming.
I
It's
agree.
coming.
I completely
There'll be
agree.
one capitalized
Right.
company
Yeah.
that just
A
distributes
couple.
it
There's
more.
gonna be two or
Yeah.
three.
3 or 3 big ones.
Over time,
but
probably
McDonald's
just-
will be
yeah.
out first.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
The
okay.
McDonald's of weed will be there, and that's
I feel ya.
that's what I don't want to.
But you do have a point because up
And
to
I
this
get
point,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They-
not.
they're
I
very
could grow it at
volatile.
my
Well, that's what I'm
house,
saying.
your
Because the
house.
more legal it becomes,
Yeah.
the easier it is for you to go. Well, I can, easily
Yeah.
type into Google, "How do I grow weed?"
Well, look at
and
beer.
then grow it.
Look at all the breweries out there, but
Right.
on the stock market, you have Anheuser-Busch,
Anheuser-Busch, Coors.
Coors, yeah, like
Yeah.
stuff like that. So
You just have the big
eventually-
names, Corona.
Yeah,
But they're still not big, like Coca-Cola.
no.
They're really not big.
Anheuser-Busch-
They're not.
look at Tesla.
For beverages,
Anheuser-Busch
for
probably
beverages,
is.
they're not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch, $50, $60.
yeah.
That's what I'm
but-
saying. Like
they're
commodities,
not-
commodities are never big
They're not.
unless they're very specific commodities, like a car that Tesla makes. I
Right.
mean, look at what Tesla did to the car industry. Ford, what's Ford? $12 a stock.
What's interesting though,
Tesla's 860.
I know. With cannabis,
That's-
though, like, so this is a good point, though. With cannabis, it's a new commodity, like brand new, that is becoming more and more legal.
Mm.
You know what I mean? So it's not. It's been
It
around
could-
for a
one
long
of 'em
time.
could
yeah.
blow
Look,
up.
Yeah.
if like Neta goes public, for example, and then they start having locations in multiple states, that's a company I'd be willing
Yeah.
to invest in.
Yeah.
But-
Okay, I got
but-
you. The first, in other words,
Right.
marijuana company to have a franchise.
Yeah.
Right. And that's really what I'm looking for is that franchise goal. And Sundial, they did that.
Okay.
And that's like they have products out there with their logo on there, and they're selling to they're selling to companies that are like third-party retailers.
I got you.
Or even shout out to Jeremy, the stock that he's gotten into recently. They actually make like the lamps and stuff for growing the actual marijuana.
Yeah.
He gotten into the company that does that.
That's
shit.
probably smarter.
and that's smart too. Like stuff like that.
Well, that's
like,
what I'm saying,
Yeah.
What's that company?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
That's
but
a sick
you
yeah,
don't know it?
we
Look
can-
it up.
That's a sick
Give
company.
a shout out.
Ask Jeremy on the group chat. Actually,
Oh, you
Yes.
don't have any
We
stock?
need Jeremy
I know.
out.
I know. Yeah,
we
where the
need-
fuck is Jer Bear?
We need some advice out here.
Oh, here, let me see if I can call him. This will be the first call.
Dude, first, yes,
Uh,
let's go.
Phone a friend.
Let's
Pod-
go.
yeah,
phone a friend. You better
He
answer.
never fucking answers.
He knows we're doing
'cause
the
he's
pod
a real
tonight,
piece
too.
of
Yes.
Shit, but we'll see. See if he fucking
I'll fucking call him after too.
probably taking a shit.
Beautiful.
Oh man. Of course he's not. He never answers. He's probably like watching the Lord of the Rings.
Dude, he's always doing that.
He watches like movies
We always make that joke,
all day.
always.
I love Lord of the Rings.
It's great.
I'm
Yeah.
a huge Frodo fan.
Jeremy, for not answering, you suck.
Jeremy, we want to know what you bought.
Yeah.
Please DM us.
But see, that's great because that company's the only one or one of few that can make that product.
Right.
And that's what
Make
worries
the
me
lights.
about weed is
The lights are
anybody,
important.
any human on this planet can grow
Right.
marijuana.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
If you have the lights, then you're gonna buy the lights off that company.
And horticulture is a very easy to pick up on. And I'm not downplaying it. Horticulture is very important to know how to grow and cultivate. But my point is, you would take not only years of experience, but equipment to build
Right.
light bulbs or
And-
phones or cars, you know?
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
To have that technology in place.
Exactly. You don't even need a hydroponic setup
You just
to
need
make
the sun.
to make weed. You just
Yeah,
need
a
soil
seed,
and sun.
sun,
Yeah.
soil, water. Boom. You don't even need cat piss.
I mean, think
People-
about it. How many people eat wheat? Is anybody invested in wheat?
Yeah, but at the same time, there's more to it. Well, I mean, I look at it as simply as like anybody can make pizza,
Hmm.
but then like
Domino's.
Domino's is on the stock market, and here I am doing
True.
this podcast.
That is true. So there will be a Domino's. There will be a Apple.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know,
sure there
There
will.
will be.
Yeah.
There
Somebody
will
who's
be.
better at it, who has a
And-
delivery
and-
service, marijuana delivery service.
It's just gonna be
Exactly.
at what
Yeah.
point though? That's the thing.
So Weed Maps is on there as well.
yeah.
And then they control a good they control a good portion of the market.
Yeah.
So
Jeremy, you're really disappointing me. I just want to say, side note.
Yeah, he doesn't answer.
No,
He never
finding
fucking
that.
answers. And you know what he does? Fuck you, Jeremy. He
I
goes like
just want
this.
some
He goes
stuff.
like this.
I just
You
wanna-
call him and he goes, sup.
So
What? Or something like that. I'm like, bro, call me back. Why would you just text me? Like, what are you
Right.
doing? Like, what are you? The dude, you don't even have a job, bro.
dude,
Oh.
he works at 7-Eleven. Hey, hey. He works
Oscar
at
doesn't even know.
7-Eleven.
I'm just kidding.
He works like
Jeremy.
5 hours a week and he can't answer his fucking
I'm just trolling
phone
you.
on a Sunday night.
We
man.
love you, Jeremy.
Yeah, we
I guess it is
it's in
Valentine's Day.
It's in dispute. with
Happy
it.
Valentine's Day to all the
Happy-
Yeah.
lovers.
Yeah,
All the
this is
lovers.
Valentine's Day. This is a very romantic time.
Ayo.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
there we go.
Woo.
love, baby. It's all love. It's all love.
I don't even know. That was like the fourth try.
You got it, though. You got it. Dude, we got the message across.
We
I
got the
think.
message. You guys want to go to MGM tonight?
Dude, really?
All
I don't think I could tonight.
right, fine.
All right, fine. No, but
Drop
hey,
the
that's-
bomb on me. No, I have work pretty early tomorrow. Otherwise, I might be down. Have you been to MGM?
I have.
Is it even open right now?
They are.
Yeah.
Is it cool?
24/7. It's cool. It's just sometimes it's packed and it's kind of scary just for COVID reasons.
It's
But-
small too, so I can imagine it fills up quick.
Yeah, I didn't. I honestly, I was talking to somebody that is like, if it, and I'm in no way questioning whether it exists or not, but I am saying that if it does, that I've had it. There's no way I can get it because I've traveled.
You had COVID?
I know I have. I mean, asymptomatically, I have the antibodies for sure.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
I just
Yeah.
the places I've been, the amount of people I've been around. Dude, Mexico, like I was saying, if
Yeah.
there's if it exists, which I'm sure it does. Again, I'm not questioning it, but if you're gonna tell me it does, I'm gonna tell you I've had it
Right.
because there's no fucking way I have it.
What Mike's saying is he's getting us both sick right now. That's
No,
what
no,
I'm
no. Well,
hearing,
it's too
Oscar.
late because that was a month ago. It was actually a
I
month
might
ago.
have it right now.
A month ago, a week ago.
For all we know.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're all
Dale's all like,
contaminated.
all of a sudden, my
Oh,
throat.
Salute.
Yeah, cheers to that, boys.
Fucking cheers.
No, but that's my thing. I mean, I feel like again that back to when we were talking about the media, you can be really scared
Right.
of something. You could be really scared of anything, and if you get the statistics of that thing pushed into your face on a daily basis,
Right. It's scary.
It's completely rational in one sense to be scared of it. I think it's completely irrational to be forced to understand the statistics behind that. Because
Right.
we could talk about even something
I
as
get
simple
this.
as driving your car. I mean, we looked it up before.
100%.
Over 3,000 deaths a day, and an equal over 50,000 morbidly injured people from
Right.
just vehicular shit.
Right.
I mean, you fucking spin your keys before you skip into your car every morning. You don't fucking think about the people
an
dying on a
accident.
daily
Right.
basis. We're
I
talking
do.
millions and millions of people worldwide daily because of car accidents. shit.
Debbie Downer.
And you still will
Excuse me.
fucking text and drive and fucking turn the music up and honk your horn and fucking get pissed
Right.
on the road. You don't fucking put your whatever on your
That's how I
car.
drive. I just won't
Drive with your hazards on and the horn down.
No.
You know what I mean? Because you're looking, you're really talking you're mortally wounded, not morbidly wounded. That's what I said earlier.
Morbidly obese.
Yeah,
Morbidly wounded.
Yeah, that's what I was waiting for. Morbidly obese.
mortally wounded.
I was
bro.
actually waiting for this.
and they'll hit you with that as soon as those
But
cars
if you're
become
mortally
autonomous.
obese, you're more likely to get COVID. Just
Yeah,
FYI.
that's for sure. That's for sure.
Heads up. Heads up to all
You
the
are
people out there.
compromised at that point. You are compromised.
You are in the category. You are in the 2%er.
The fucking one. What is it? Point.
Yeah.
So far, the population has been like 0.02% of the population because it would take
21%.
if 80 million people died. That's a little over 1% of the population. So 7.8 billion people.
What Mike is trying to say here, the long and short of it is, he's all for
The skinny.
Darwinism.
Well, I'm not. You don't even have to be for it. That shit's in play, dude. You can't
Yeah.
avoid it.
Darwinism is there.
You can't fix
Yeah.
that.
No,
It's
that's
just-
straight.
well, I mean, you could call it Darwinism, but that's just the guy who talked about it first.
Darwin
Nature
is
has
good.
existed long before
Facts.
humans discovered it.
Facts. Big facts.
You can't decide. That's like people saying, "Oh, Edison discovered electricity." It's like, no, dude, it's been there.
Yeah. Facts.
Well,
You know what I mean?
I like it.
Benjamin
Michael's good.
Franklin.
Mike's
Franklin.
good.
Yeah.
Mike's good.
well, I mean,
Yo, Mike is good.
I'm on it.
not to play devil advocate, but based on what
Wow.
you're saying, that does mean it's been there, but he was the one to discover it. We didn't know about it before.
He was. Oh, sorry, invented. People say he invented.
Oh, yeah,
electricity.
Yeah, right.
definitely.
The
No,
light
I
bulb.
got you.
No. Edison.
Maybe he
not
did-
Edison. Sorry,
Tesla?
Tesla.
Franklin?
Thomas-
Ben Franklin discovered
Washington?
electricity.
Thomas Jefferson.
Thomas Jefferson.
Edward
Sam-
Snowden?
Sam Adams definitely made the beer.
Robert
Oh,
Lincoln?
yeah. Who are you saying?
I don't know.
All right, let's wrap this up. We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. This is where we're at. We're just saying names. Brian
Eisenhower.
Gungle, peanut butter, shrimp. Okay.
It has been a long time.
It's been a minute. Let's
Bubba Gump.
let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
What do you have to shout out? Is there anything you want to kind of say to wrap this podcast up, Oscar?
So, if you guys checked out my music video,
You really have a music video.
all right.
I
not my
thought you were
music
messing
video.
Whoa. Okay, another hour is being added on now to this podcast.
No, we got it.
Will
Come
you-
on, hit us with that. Talk about that though for a
All
second.
right. If you have checked out, not my music video, but if you checked out my advertisement,
Okay, yeah.
it's lit, okay? The advertisement's lit. It's been done by Hutch Productions.
Is it on YouTube?
It's on YouTube.
I'll put a link to it.
Yeah.
too, in this, so it's below.
I'll send it, yeah. Hutch Productions did a great job. I definitely recommend them. They work for HubSpot right now, and it's a very professional company that helped me establish my digital foot, get myself into the digital world. Really.
Okay.
You know, get a foot into it, and so I am definitely appreciative of that, and they are great.
That's awesome. Shout out to them.
Shout out to Hutch Productions.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
It's cool to kind of get a sense of community with those types of things because that really helps. I mean, I've said it a million times on this podcast, but your network is your net
I had
worth.
no idea.
You know what I mean?
I had no idea that I had a digital print like this until
Yeah.
Hutch Productions brought that out of me.
Yeah.
So it was a huge thing, and I respect that a lot.
Cool.
So definitely I want to shout them out, and hopefully, oh,
Yikes.
nice
Nice
burp.
Puke
Little ball strokes.
little puke on the wall, but hey, that's fine.
I like it. Hutch Production.
Yeah. Yo, shout out to Crossroads
Thank you.
X, right? What is it? What is the
Country Crossroads.
Country Crossroads?
We're killing it out here. We're
Guys,
doing
check
delivery
all that
service.
stuff out below
do
because
a
that's
lot
fucking
of-
awesome.
We'll deliver to you within the next 30 minutes. Order it up.
Or your money back.
No,
just
we
kidding.
will. Yeah. We'll
I
give-
live in
Oh,
Enfield,
damn, okay.
Connecticut.
If you're not satisfied, you'll get your money back.
I live in
There you
Enfield,
go.
Connecticut. What can you do for me?
Dude, that's a really
I
smart.
got
That's
you.
a really smart. Just a really quick thing on that though. I've noticed because I worked for like a really big box gym at one point, and the one thing I always said to myself is, if I'm ever doing my own thing, I would not trap people like that.
No,
Like
yeah,
so many companies trap people
I know what you
financially
mean.
with contracts and
Yeah.
shit. It's like, dude, the last thing you want to do is close the
I'll
door behind
refund.
somebody.
I'll
Yeah,
refund. I
fucking-
do it all the time.
yeah.
If my delivery hours are inconvenient to you, if I could get that to you within 1 hour and a half or something, and you need it in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And we personally, we will refund it.
That's awesome.
It's nothing to us.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, dude. That's actually a really big fucking factor.
Right. And I feel that too, because sometimes they're like, oh, yeah, you got to wait 2 hours or you're going to get charged a restock fee or some shit. But no, not with us. You're going to just get refunded.
Cool.
We don't even need to do that business.
That's awesome. And I think that's the best way to go about it, because the last thing anybody wants is the perception that you guys, like whatever business is stingy.
Right.
Service comes first.
Right.
That's it.
We don't need your money.
Yeah.
We want your service.
Exactly.
We want you to be happy.
You want to call back. You want somebody to order
Right.
again.
If you're not happy with,
You're not going to order again.
You're right, and I get that.
So your
I'm a
money
student.
back, money
Right.
back is better than
Right. And I want you to let you know. I
right.
wanted to let you know before it was 2 hours in advance, so
Yeah.
you can make adjustments accordingly.
right.
And they will. They'll go out and they'll figure it out.
Right.
Customer service is a long-term
But
game.
it does, and it works, and I
It's huge.
found that out. And I'm very happy about this. The hospitality industry taught me a lot.
Right.
So
Your ability to deal with people is everything,
Right.
especially in any industry, whether you're delivering a service or a product. If you can't deal with
Facts.
people, then what the fuck? You're in the
Facts.
wrong business, because you're not selling to goats. You're not selling to fucking penguins. You have to sell whatever it is, whether it be a product or a service, to humans. And if you're not good with human relations, you're fucked.
yes.
You know what I mean?
It's so
like
true.
literally, I resorted to somebody else. Shout out actually to Seth for helping me out with this, Seth Chica, and yeah, I need to get new brakes. Dude, I called the place that I usually go, and he was just so short over the phone. I'm like, I don't even feel like going there.
Right. Not
Because
confident.
he the way he answered the phone, it was like I was bothering him.
Customer
Aw.
service is huge.
So it's like,
Damn.
dude, obviously I don't. Who's gonna be like skipping their way in there?
Yeah, right. I'm on my way, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
No.
oh, yeah. You just sound like a party over
Yeah.
there. You know what I mean? Like you sound like you don't want to do
I'm
the
going
work.
to town for a
Yeah,
tire.
yeah, exactly. I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah. I don't even need a tire change.
Yeah, it's crazy.
yeah.
Like I work customer service for like probably 7 years, and it is crazy the amount of time. Like I can pick up on like when there's a bad interaction. Like
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. You just like it changes. Like it can change the whole game.
Yeah.
Just the littlest thing, just how you approach
Oh,
that
yeah.
customer, just how you approach like any little thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
incredible.
huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
It's everything. But guys, thank you all so much for listening. Check out all of Oscar's stuff below. We
And
love
now
you.
we're gonna talk about aliens.
And we're gonna talk about aliens for 9 hours, but off camera. We'll see you guys. Peace.
Peace out.